do this. Hey, we're live. Hey people, we're just doing a sound check. We want to know how we sound. Jake,
Check. Hey, how's everybody going? All right. Do you hear me?
Gotta see how we're doing here. Let's turn this down a little bit more on my end here. There we go. Yeah, we sound good on the phone here.
All
So we sound good, guys. Everyone, we sound okay.
Party people in the place to be.
Everyone's saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah, we got it good. We got it
All
good.
right.
We got to hear you. We got some super chats in. We will get to all those super chats,
Hell yeah.
What?
including
This is
you,
fun.
Ewan Cumia, who was our first official super chat in just a few minutes here. But we're going to go back to radio silence and let you enjoy these smooth jazz sounds for a few more minutes while we get the last bit here taken care of. Thanks, guys.
Hell yeah. What?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to a brand new Dis is Awful, our first ever PLE post-game show. And I am, of course, Aka Dis, a.k.a. Dis. You can find me at aka _dis_. And we have Awful over here, the namesake of this channel. Awful, how you doing tonight?
What's going on, fellas? We also have a special guest along with us. None other than Alt Jake. Coming from all the way from across the street from
across the internet.
Jake takes on. Yeah.
That's right.
How you guys
Jake.
doing? I'm
We're
excited
doing
to
all
be here.
right.
This will be fun.
We're doing all right. Jake's over there. Jake does Alt Jake takes on with our good friend George, who's in the chat. We saw him earlier. And we'll be talking about that tonight. We'll be talking about a lot of stuff tonight. We, though, first, of course, like I said, we are doing this is a Survivor Series post-game show. We will be getting to all of Survivor Series War Games. But first, we have Super Chats. Awful.
Get the hell out of here.
It's a celebration.
This is crazy. We have quite a few Super Chats, actually.
Wow.
Wow.
I
so
am stunned.
Our first one we weren't here for, and I actually had to recreate the room because it was made oddly. But our first one we got for our last show for our other room was from Ewan Cumia for $10, and he said, I am the first official Super Chat. And he was.
Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Ewan
Wow.
Cumia. We
That's
also have Chef Eddie 616. Let's call him Chef Eddie. We know who you are. And he gave us $5. He said he was the first Super Chat for Awful and Dis. You were close. You were close. I get this pay-per-view 5 Dave Meltzer excuses about why it was not as good as the AEW Dead and Buried pay-per-view.
Wow.
Correct. Yes, you got that. You got the name right. It wasn't even a pay-per-view.
That's what I was going to say. I'm like, it wasn't even a pay-per-view. It's a damn TV show.
So thank you very much, Chef Eddie. Andre Adams, our good friend Andre Adams from
shout out Andre Adams.
Toonie Talk Wrestling channel. He gave us $4.99 and said he's glad the Monstars won. And he had a devil, and I'm not going to do the devil and the flame emojis. We will I'm working on getting the text to speech working for Super Chats. It's a little bit of a different process, but that will be working, I promise you, by our next show. So thank you very much, Andre Adams. He gave us another $4.99. And while I'm up in here, can we agree that Nikki Bella looks amazing, but needed to stay in the Divas era? She did nothing for Record tonight.
Okay, yeah, we're going to talk about this.
We are going to talk about
We
that.
have thoughts.
Oh yeah, I have thoughts.
I have thoughts. I have thoughts. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. But thank you, Andre Adams.
What do you thought?
Mike Glass.
Yes, thank you, Andre.
Our old buddy Mike Glass. He gave us a big $20. Thank you so much, Mike Glass.
Holy.
Nice.
Wait a second. Can we curse now that we got Super Chats now or what? I mean, like, what's going on?
We
have
can
to
curse
clean
now.
it up.
It's just what happens is that we might not make ad revenue on the replay if we curse too much. But
it's something like if you curse early. I think if you get to the first few minutes without it, you're pretty good from my understanding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Thank you, Mike.
But I'm not monetized, so you guys know more than I do.
From what I understand, too, the replays of the shows don't really make that much money in ad revenue. So, we can do whatever we want if we clip it up. But thank you so much, Mike Glass, for that $20.
Yeah, man.
We are feeling it tonight. We already have $45.98.
That's awesome.
That's insane, you guys. Insane.
That's fantastic. That's a hell of a freaking universe.
Pretty cool. Thank you guys, and
awesome.
We really appreciate it, and definitely
like I said,
we will be using it to great use.
Yes, we'll be fixing. Any money that I get from this is going straight back into the show. By the way, I'm working on getting new mic, new that kind of stuff. So
right.
But AEW Neckbeards is he our producer too? Do we call him producer Neckbeards?
Yeah, he's a writer
extraordinaire.
AEW Neckbeards with $5 Canadian. That's real money. He gave us his classic smiley face with the hearts. Thank you so much, Neckbeards. We're glad you're here. Regina Sharp for $5. Here's the 5 I owe you. Thank you so much, Regina. I will get that Glom Gold soundboard working here. So if we ever get $50, donation, it'll say Glom Gold automatically over here. We don't even have to
there you go. Thank you, Regina.
Yeah, thank you so much. You and Kiyomiya for $1.99. The best part of the show was Danielle Official. Yeah, Topanga was there, man. She's looking good.
She got a big pop, and she knew how to reveal herself. That was pretty cool from behind the what was it?
She's
the
a true
championship
fan.
belt or whatever.
She gets
it was a wrestling buddy. It was
a wrestling buddy.
Yeah.
So
that had a belt.
Huge pop.
Denisha Lane for $1.99. Congrats to you, Awful and Dis. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Couldn't have done it without
very much. Wow, this is crazy.
Wonderful.
I just gotta say, like,
this
is
fun.
Absolutely wild. That's awesome. Thank you, guys.
And that doesn't include anything we might have gotten in the meantime. I should probably check that too, huh? I should probably look over on the other side. So here's the deal with the tips. If you don't want to give money to YouTube, that's just fine. We have a thing down below where you can donate straight to us, and YouTube doesn't get a cut. That's in the description. I took away the bot. I thought that's stupid when we have the super chat thing right there. So the bot's not there. You won't have to deal with that tonight. But the link is in the chat if you want to donate if you'd rather donate and not give to YouTube, because YouTube does take 50%. Yeah. Either way, though, we are totally happy. Oh my gosh.
YouTube's got to get their cut, man.
Oh my gosh.
Well, what's up?
Synchronicity, I guess that's how you pronounce it. Gave us
Synchronicity.
$19.99.
Wow, thank you, bro.
In honor of the channel becoming monetized, congratulations. Wow, we are up to $67.96. And if you include my blast earlier, we are up to $77.96.
All right, let's not do any pocket watching. Let's get to this show.
Yeah, let's get to the stuff. We will get back to this later. Really, and like I said, next week we'll have it set up where we won't even have to read it. It'll just come up. But right now I'm going back to the live chat, and we are going to talk about Survivor Series. So just overall thoughts, guys. I'll start with Jake. Jake hasn't gotten to talk very much. Jake.
Well, hey, you guys are celebrating your shot. That was awesome. No, that was a lot of fun to be a part of. Wow. To you guys actually like be enjoy that first time. That was cool. Yeah, I mean, but my thoughts on Survivor Series. I mean, overall, I didn't think they were going to get 40,000 people in there, let alone 45. That place looked great for being a baseball stadium.
Oh, dude, I love the baseball stadium.
Right? Like, and I thought it'd be more obstructed view, but I was trying to like look from different. It didn't look like there was that many people that couldn't see. I mean, obviously, when you're in the third deck, you're not going to have a great view of a wrestling ring anyway. But it seemed great. I mean, the sound didn't sound great because it's an open air stadium, but it just goes up. But I mean, that place looked awesome. That was my first initial.
But you know what? You know what? The problem is that it kind of still took place in the afternoon. So when it's daylight at the stadium, the show never looks good. Only when the sun goes down does it starts to look awesome.
Which was smart, though, that they had the War Games open it, because then you only had to – it was only that one, because by the time Dom was coming out, the lights were off, which was great for his entrance and stuff.
And you know what? Right. Cena coming out to the sunset was chef's kiss, man. You couldn't get that if you wanted to. You know, it's just like there's symbolism there. And they couldn't have done that on purpose, right? There's no way they did that.
Yeah, because what was that one year where there's a WrestleMania in like San Francisco, and like halfway through the sun's still out? Like I think Undertaker's coming out with like the sun out. Son of a bitch, what is this? Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, no, it was like they couldn't have timed that better.
And they took advantage of the baseball stadium far more than AEW did when they did all in a few months ago in a baseball stadium too. That just honestly All In just looked like an open air, like a soccer arena or something. They didn't actually like utilize the baseball stadium, and WWE totally did.
Yeah, and they were there from what somebody had like an apartment or from their office at work. They could see out into the field from out their window, and they put like a time lapse and watching them build it and set up the lights and stuff. They were there for a good like 8 to 10 days, making sure they had it set up right. I'm sure AEW was there for like 2.
Were those the same guys that were taking pictures of like the arena when they had Jinder Mahal imagery up
WWE started
and things like that?
WWE started trolling them because they were.
I knew that's what was going on.
You posted on social media, man. You're asking for it, right? Totally.
So for those that don't know, there were pictures on the internet that showed like imagery of Jinder Mahal, like what would you call it, like rehearsal or just
when they're it's like their version of a sound check where they run through like not the whole entrance but like parts of it and the lights and make sure everything works. You don't have these 2 lights over there out or whatever.
Yeah. So they did that and threw those pictures up on the internet. We don't know where they came from, but quite a troll game, that's for sure.
It was Jinder Mahal and Edge, and I think Edge got one.
I saw Edge one.
Dean Ambrose got it. The funny thing about Dean Ambrose too was that they used a video that they made like right before he left that they never actually used. So it was a different Dean Ambrose Titantron than people are used to. So people are like, they made a new one, And who's Stone Cold?
Anything.
Stone Cold was the other one. Brilliant trolling, much better than Tony's. I'm going to tell people fake results to get them.
True. I still give it a C+.
Fake results for a collision.
Yeah, exactly. A collision. You can give fake results because no one was sending the real results to anybody.
Nobody was because they filmed it all in one night. So after Dynamite, you think anybody stayed for a third hour of collision? Like, because they taped probably like an hour of Ring of Honor before. Like, Uncle, dude, I'm going home. It's Thanksgiving tomorrow. Dude.
Yeah, really.
I got shit to do.
But but it was the set. I thought it looked great.
Yeah.
Okay. There's something I didn't think. I can't imagine. I can't believe this is actually controversial. But I saw a lot of people complaining that they didn't do the shark cages.
And I saw people mention it, but I don't.
It didn't. I honestly, if
the manager hovers over the ring in a cage.
No. We're like Roman and Punk were in like the cage outside, like where everybody comes out and does their entrance and they go into the cage and they come out one at a time.
About that,
it's like when I saw people posting about it, I was like, really? I didn't even think about it. Honestly, it never crossed my mind.
I'm guessing the reason, if there is a reason, I'm guessing it probably has to do with the fact that they had a sudden ticket surge at the end and had to make that area smaller. Because you can see how they spread the barriers all the way down the set, so it looked like the stage was pushed forward about 10 feet further than it was planned to be. I'm guessing because normally they wouldn't have barriers there. The barrier would go straight up to the stage, and it would just end with the stage. But they actually had the barrier go all the way down.
That's how I got a good ticket to Raw in June for not that expensive because the stadium's like 4 light rail stops away from my house. So I looked, the show started at 5 and I looked at 3:30 and I was able to get like a 15th row ticket, but I was straight up from the side of the entrance. So I couldn't like see the Tron, but I had a great view and stuff. And it was like $115, but it's because I bought it the day of because they set up their stage and like, all right, well, we could open up those seats if people want them. And I asked the 4 or 5 people around me and everybody had gotten their ticket that day. So you're absolutely right. Probably.
And it's one of those things you can say you were there.
Yeah. And I mean, that's kind of we were talking about it when WWE first had this ticket surge and like the pricing and everyone's complaining over on Toonie Talk. We all said it's dynamic ticket pricing. As you get closer to the show, the price is going to go down. That's like when I went to Backlash, the tickets, when I first went and looked, the cheapest tickets were $250. And when I bought my tickets, I didn't buy the cheapest tickets available, and they were available for $125. And that was about 2 weeks before the show. So if you wait, you're always going to get a better deal, but you could also, it could sell out. That's kind of, that's what happens with dynamic ticket pricing.
Which, I mean, that's with any sport or any concert. When they first go on sale, they're going to be the most expensive. They all use dynamic pricing now, right?
Well, WWE didn't for a long time. And that's why it's so controversial now that it apparently. I think it's just honestly, sorry guys. I think most wrestling fans don't understand what's going on in the rest of the world a lot of time.
No, that's so fair. So fair.
Inflation, supply and demand.
Right. I mean, it's
like
why,
that.
Because people
not
are like,
our fans, but
not right. We have the smart ones.
Listeners.
But, in general, not even wrestling fans. The IWC outside of our bubble, because it's not really our bubble. Our bubble seems to get it. But if you go outside of our bubble, there's a lot of people who, like, I saw today, there were people saying, like, I can't believe they I'm paying to watch commercials on Netflix in the UK. And it's like, dude, what? You're paying $7 a month to watch WWE.
Right.
It's not like you're paying 50.
They got
bucks.
bigger fish to fry in Britain anyway. Like, what's going on?
I mean, I don't see.
And we're just talking about their TV licenses and all that shit.
I don't see anybody complaining about commercials during what Stranger Things or Squid Game on Netflix. That's all the same stuff. Like that's how that works. Like
right. And to blame WWE for Netflix adding commercials, it's like, come on, guys, come on. But that led us into our first War Games of the evening. Now I know you two didn't catch the whole match.
I got home by like they weren't all coming out. They hadn't all entered yet. I think it was like 3 on 4 when I came in.
Yeah. You didn't.
Yeah, I missed this one.
You didn't miss much. I mean, it wasn't. I'll tell you this: it was better than last year's. Like there were a few. I had this conversation with somebody earlier in the week. There was a few botches, but I think you're going to have a few botches in any match you have, especially when you have 10 people in the ring, and they weren't anything like the Bailey botch that we had last year or Nia screwing up like 10 times. We didn't have that crap.
Yeah.
It was a pretty standard War Games, though. For a pretty standard female War Games, I'll say.
Can I tell you about the jankiest spot in the entire match? This part I did see. Lash Legend went to give Rhea Ripley a power bomb. She power bombed her, then rolled her back to her feet, right? And then Rhea Ripley runs into the boot. Yeah. Legend doesn't run and give the boot. Rhea Ripley hops up right after a powerbomb and runs into the boot. Jank.
There were a couple times, and there were a couple times that you could see that Lash was just out of position. It was more, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, it wasn't so much a botch or whatever. I would call it out of position. She did that a couple times. She had the thing where she also almost dropped Io when they were doing the double military press. Her and Nia were doing a double military press on Io, and they almost dropped her. So a few things.
Were they great crash pads? Because I didn't see the mats or didn't see the match.
There weren't a lot. There was just besides the EO spot, there wasn't a lot of like jumping off the top and doing crazy bumps. There wasn't a lot of that.
Nobody slid out of the scaffolding and ran out of the side of the ring. Because I saw that spot with Lash because I was curious about Lash because I knew. Like, obviously, I've been watching a lot of NXT, and she's just recently been called up and hasn't done a ton in, like, the work so much of matches yet. So, and for her to be in front of that big of a crowd in the first match, I'm just glad that everybody got through it without any major issues because she's definitely got the talent for sure. She just needs more seasoning. But she'll get on the main roster.
She reminds me a lot of Jade. Like, a lot of Jade. I think she doesn't have as big of an upside as Jade does. If Jade can put it all together, I think she'll be bigger than Lash would. But in terms of presence, in terms of skill, I think they're kind of you know what? Lash is more athletic.
Jade. And she's younger too, and she seems to be like with her time through NXT, because when she was first in NXT, it was a lot rough. It was pretty rough. And I mean, she's not great, but she's getting a lot better, and she seems to be like take the coaching, I guess is the best way to say it, as where Jade didn't even go to NXT, and she really could have used 6 months in NXT.
Okay, wait.
Not a year, just 6 months.
Also started really thinking about that. I think
come on, man.
Is athletic?
I know what you mean.
What is the word I'm looking for?
Agile, maybe.
Yes. Okay, there you go. That's the word. Yeah, there you go. She can do.
But hell no, nowhere near as athletic.
She has a wider range of what she can do than Jade does.
Right. The question is the WNBA. I mean, she's an athlete.
The question is, should she do that stuff?
But Jade's a much bigger star. Like that's not even a question. Like,
right.
That's not even close.
Jade has a way higher ceiling.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But Lash could be a good heel that people go up against, and then maybe hits a title run here or there. She can be like a big presence, but she would stay in the business.
She's a more svelte Nia Jax. That's going to be her role.
Svelte. I like that.
Yeah.
Jade's. I mean, there's a reason why Jade got pushed the way she has and is the star that she is. Jade's much bigger.
I think a lot of it has to do Jade too. With I don't think Jade's going to be around too long.
No.
I think Jade's in and out. Yeah. So they have Lash. When Jade's gone and Jade's off being a movie star, Lash is ready to go right there. So 60 people in the chat, by the way, 61. Nice. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Drop us a like.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. We're man. This is exciting. This is exciting.
What do you guys think? Is Jade
It's like a
getting
late night talk show.
Is Jade getting that Marvel character?
I hope
She should.
so.
Storm? Yeah, she should.
So much better than what's her name? Cynthia, whatever. Marv would know her name. I don't know.
Revo?
Yeah, Cynthia Erivo. She shouldn't. Holly Berry's a better Storm than her. Like, if you're gonna cast her, just put Holly Berry back in there. That woman should not go anywhere near Storm. Jade, I don't care if Jade doesn't talk. She should be Storm.
What if they do like with Samoa Joe in what is it, Twisted Metal, where he's just the body and somebody else talks, like whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, exactly. I get you. Jade is like the model. Like when you look at when you looked at a X-Men comic book or the cartoon in the 90s, and you look at Jade now, like, yeah, that's her. It's the same picture.
Gentlemen, I believe that Jade will be a Bond girl before she's Marvel Storm.
She might be Bond.
You heard it here first.
I was just gonna, yeah. With how that's going, you're right. She might be Bond. You're not wrong, Dan. With how shit that whole thing is gone. Oh my god, yeah. Plus, she would make an awesome Bond girl, though, either as the villain or whatever. Yeah, she'd be awesome. She's got a presence, man. She's awesome.
Okay, something's going on. Oh no, that's right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. The first match was fine. I'm not going to say it was amazing. I'm not going to act like it was life-changing or anything like that. It was better than last year's. And when you're looking at WWE, which is fast food wrestling, it is, like people were talking. I'm sorry, it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. I like fast food wrestling. It's
more like Olive Garden. It's more like, like those, like your Chili's or Applebee's, like, like that step up, but not really.
Those are the pay-per-views, the Olive Gardens.
Yeah, I know that. No, the pay-per-views are when you go to Macaroni Grill, buddy. Yeah, you're stepping it up. You're going to Carrabba's.
Not Golden Corral.
Yeah. Oh, awful! Did you
I was
hear?
just trying to keep it in the.
You hear that they're opening up 600 new Sizzler restaurants?
Wow! Can't fucking wait.
I know. I'm excited. I've only heard Legend tell of the Sizzler. I've never actually been able to go. So I was a Shoney's kid myself.
Well, I can tell you right now, Dish, you're not missing a thing.
We had Old Country Buffet and Shoney's. Those were the two.
Good old Shoney's, yeah, hometown.
Yeah, Shoney's all right.
Shoney's, they had a good breakfast buffet. I remember. But anyway, back to wrestling.
Love a Sizzler. Yeah, I've never been inside one either. No, Sizzlers are a little.
But yeah, it wasn't. I enjoyed the fact that it wasn't like buckets of blood. They didn't try to go after the blood and guts thing. It's not like they tried to answer it. It was just a cute little story told in about 30 minutes that, you don't really have to worry about. I don't know. Nothing in that match. I was far more interested in. I can't even say that. There's other women's stuff on the card that I'm more interested than any of these people in the match right now. You know what I mean? Like Jade. I'm far more interested in Jade. And I'm far more interested in Chelsea Green and that whole stuff than I really am these people.
But not Stephanie Vacker.
I mean,
not against Nikki Bella.
Yeah, not against Nikki Bella.
Interesting.
Stephanie's great, and we'll talk about that when we get into it. But yeah, I'm kind of with you. I mean, it was more of like a star-studded thing. It was kind of like just a showcase. And yeah, nobody did anything too crazy. Nobody got.
You know what? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that next. Because we've talked about the women's match. Let's go straight into the other women's match because John Cena and Dom deserves time.
Yeah, it was fun.
So before we do that, though, we got more super chats, guys.
Hell yeah!
Nice.
Let me talk about these things real quick, and we will get back. Only a couple. George Captor, your buddy,
my guy.
George, gave us $10. He said,
thank you, George.
I'll support the channel now before I fall asleep. Peace. He's like 80, right? So he has to go to
yeah. I was surprised when you're like George in the chat. I'm like, good for him.
I always add 20 years to everybody I talk about. Except for me.
Hey, having him on the show makes me the young one, and I am all for that, man.
That's why I'm here. That's why I do the show with Awful. Because I'm a kid.
Oh my god.
And Andre Adams came back with another $4.99. Cynthia Erivo is a Decepticon. It says deception, but I know what you meant.
It's a swerve, bro. They're swerving us, bro.
All right. So if you want to donate, you can do that super chat, or you can hit the thing.
Thank you, Andre.
description. Thank you very much, guys. Back to the show. So you both everyone here caught the rest of the show. And like I said, I'm going to jump to the women's match. Stephanie versus Nikki Bella. Jake, I let you go first last time.
Please,
Awful. Yep. What did you think of this match?
Okay. A little context. I saw this match without the aid of sound.
Okay.
But I saw the entire thing. I thought the match was fantastic.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why. It looked like a struggle out there. It looked like a real fight. There was not a sequence of moves, like a lot of reversals, and then somebody hits a big move or whatever. Like, it was just a fight. Nikki Bella can sell her ass off, and I like the ruthlessness. I like the aggression of Stephanie Vacker. I thought the match was great. You heard it here.
Okay.
I thought it was great.
And what's funny is I'll add on to that, because I was saying earlier on X before we came on here that my MVP of the night was Stephanie Vaquer for getting a palatable and decent match out of Nikki Bella. Because I mean, I'm sorry, Nikki Bella. Like I posted too during the match. I'm like, the only way Nikki Bella is winning this match is if Bree's here and they do a twin magic move, because that's it. Like there's no way. But it was. I enjoyed the match. There were the two devil's kisses, the one on the table. I feel like Booker T was like, where was that one on my show? Come on, bring that back to NXT. Like that was my only. But I enjoyed it. I was pleasantly surprised in the way, because I've said from the beginning, just not a fan of the Bellas. I'm sorry. For anybody who is, that's cool. They've just never been for me. They're from Scottsdale, which is like the, stick up the ass part of Phoenix. So I've never been a fan of anywhere of that area. Sorry. It's where the people who think they're rich live. If they were really rich, they'd live in LA.
All right. Awful. You learned about my secret past as a wrestling nerd. So you know where I'm going. No, you don't. I thought it was great. I thought this was a very good match. I thought that Nikki played the heel so well.
Yeah.
Everyone said, I know there's a lot to say about like how Stephanie carried her to a good match, and she did. But Nikki played the heel to a T. She knew what she was doing. She slowed the match down, right? She got it down to her pace, which was good. You could see there were a couple times where Stephanie was like kind of jumping, like she wanted to go straight into something else, and Nikki didn't let her. Nikki was like, no, this is a slow match. We're not doing that this time. And I was okay with it. I think here's what I think this match did. And I see some people in the chat. Who was it? Someone said, I don't think this seemed like a big four. Cross said Steph versus Nikki wasn't a big four level pay-per-view match to me. Are we grading the Bellas on the curve? That kind of thing. Here's what I got to say about this.
Interesting.
What this accomplished is you got Stephanie Vaquer a big win against somebody who is not going to get hurt by it.
Hall of Famer.
Right? So you could, if she would have beat Rhea, that's a hit on Rhea. If she would have beat Jade, that's a hit on Jade. Nia, Becky, Liv, anyone on that list are going to take a hit by losing to Stephanie, because she is not a made woman yet. I don't care how much you guys like Stephanie. I don't care how good you think her butt is. She is not a made woman on the roster. So if she goes up, someone's got to go down.
Yep.
But if she beats Nikki Bella, a Hall of Famer, someone who, while our audience and the IWC in general doesn't take seriously, the casual wrestling fan looks at her as a legend, and they see her as a celebrity, someone who still has one of the most popular podcasts for women in the world right now.
More people watch Total Bellas than a lot of wrestling shows. Sorry, but it's true.
And
it is like,
So she got a win against a Hall of Famer, a legend, in front of a giant crowd.
Yep.
And she did it in a competitive match that it's not going to hurt anyone else. It's only going to hurt Nikki, and it doesn't hurt Nikki because Nikki's not there tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Is that the slant on this thing?
What?
Like, is that the angle? As far as like the match was good because of all these other things. I thought the match was good because Nikki Bella sold her ass off and made Stephanie Vaquer look like $1 million out there. The headbutts look clean and crisp. Vaquer was throwing headbutts. She had a ground and pound game. Let me finish my thought. And I've always said that she is like Bret the Hitman Hart. out there. But it's so funny because she wrestles without her mouth being open at all. It's almost like she wrestles with bad breath.
Stop! Did you just compare Nikki Bella to Bret the Hitman
No,
Hart?
I compared Stephanie.
I compared Stephanie.
It was at least
okay,
Stephanie.
okay.
Hitman Hart.
Yeah,
Okay,
I got that.
I was about to.
Yeah, no,
No. But Nikki Bella knew how to sell during that match. And again, there wasn't a lot. It was almost like, if I dare say, it was almost like they called it in the ring. That's how just like cohesive the match was. It was just a brawl.
And you honestly, you missed a bit of it by not having the sound, because Nikki was, when she was at whatever Nikki was on top, she was talking shit and she was doing great with it. She was like saying, like, you couldn't always hear, but you could tell she was like yelling at her, like being bitchy, like, you think you're in my head, like that kind. And again, like, I was stuff where I was like, this is good heel work. Like,
Right.
I mean, let's be real, the Bellas are better as heels, like they always kind of have been.
Wade added so much to the match too.
I did. I really enjoyed it.
Wade
I was surprised.
Great. The whole thing was a good match, and I wasn't adding qualifiers to why it was good. I was adding qualifiers as to why it belonged on this pay-per-view, because I can understand people thinking, okay, this was a good match, but it doesn't belong on this PLE. And I was saying,
I thought it was a popcorn match too,
Yeah,
I did, but then it was just like, okay, you see some cheeks, and then all of a sudden you're engrossed. And then all of a sudden the match happens.
It was the worst. It was the worst match on the show, but only by default.
Right. And the thing is, like, and whether the match needed to be on or not, Stephanie getting a big win in front of that crowd in, San Diego, a very heavily Hispanic area where they're going to pop for, like, that was a big win for her. She needed that on a big show, because you're right. She's not a made woman yet, but they are in process of making her, and she will be probably by WrestleMania, because she's really, really good. Like Awful said, she's like a female Bret Hart from Chile instead of Canada. And I've been a big fan of her since she showed up in NXT. She's awesome.
I will say that I think it might have been a misstep to put the title on it. I understand why they did. Liv got injured, things got thrown, and
Liv got injured, Naomi got pregnant. Yeah, I'm not sure if they planned that early, but yeah.
I think that it would have been better for her to have a win like this and then win the Rumble. And then get to Mania and win the title,
right.
But
they got screwed because she was booked in the match for Paris, and then like a week later Naomi announced her pregnancy. They kind of got themselves like pigeonholed, because then if she's in that match in Paris, if she loses to Naomi by Naomi cheating, cool. Then it was like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? They got screwed in that one, but yeah,
you can tell. You can tell it was a situation where she came back with the assumption that she was going to get a title match.
Right, yeah.
And this was in fulfilling that contract. Yeah, she got her title match. And she did great.
And she did good. Yeah, she did good. I mean,
I enjoyed it.
Probably one of the better Bella matches I've ever seen. Yeah. I haven't seen too many of them, but this one was great. There was a great spot in the match where I thought they were going to trade slaps like the Diva era. So Bella slaps Vacker, and Vacker slaps Bella right back. But then she gives her a belly to back. It's just like, back to wrestling. Let me just stomp you on your head. I love it. I love that kind of stuff.
Mike Glass said the Women's War Games match was the worst match. You guys are out of your minds. Okay,
I never said. Hey, listen, I did not watch the match.
I missed a good chunk of it. I saw the last 20 minutes of it, but it wasn't fine. It was fine.
And the thing about the War Games is for me, and it might just be me, but War Games starts at like a 2.5.
Right, because it's War Games. Yeah,
it's War Games.
Got that. Yeah,
it's got inherent drama built into it that you can't have.
And the star power
match.
too.
Right, and the star power. And I mean, there were a few botches, but it was nothing. It was all excusable stuff. It wasn't anything that really took me out of the match like last year. So I like it. I hate grading matches though. I'm not.
Yeah. I'm terrible at it.
I'm so bad at it, and not only I just don't like doing it. It's just like let me feel what I feel at the time that I feel it, and I just kind of judge based on that,
And general rule, I just try not to do things that Dave Meltzer does, and
that's a good rule.
Right, that's a good basis of life.
I gave the match 0 stars. I didn't watch shit.
0 stars.
I like I said, I don't really think of wrestling like that. I don't like to think of wrestling like that. I think of wrestling more as it really. I don't even really like ranking the matches within a show. I like looking at a show as a show in total. You know
well,
what I
how
mean?
about this? In the context of the show, was it a good opener?
Yes,
Did
it was
did it keep the
to
crowd
me.
awake and alive?
Yes, I think it was a good
Okay.
opener because you know why? Because they got their pops, right? They got the
Right,
crowd,
I
they
get
got
it.
the pops, they got the crowd to do what they wanted to do.
Their moments.
They got their moments. They got EO jumping off in a trash can. They
Right.
got all the stuff they wanted. It got the crowd alive. They weren't dead by the end, and they were ready to cheer for John Cena. Yes, like that. That's why I like shows in total. Like I can excuse a terrible match if it's the third match in a 6-match show. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if it's bad, it's just like it was the piss break match. You know?
And I think that probably helped to not have the shark cages, because then you had everybody coming out to their entrance music, and that's always something, whether it comes across on TV or not. Some people don't like them on TV, but when you're at a show, an entrance is always fun. You want to be a part of it. So getting those, 8 extra times after the first 2 come out, it helps keep the crowd alive.
Right.
I also like, and this is something that I did notice first in the women's War Games match. I like that they didn't start the 3-minute timer until they entered the ring. The fact that it's like, okay, it's 3 minutes from the time the person enters the ring. It felt more real to me. Like it gave you a sense of urgency to get in the ring and get things moving. I like that personally.
Yeah, I get you.
And I like that they kind of, until Brock, they kind of stuck with the timer too. Like it was 3 minutes. It was 5
And they
minutes.
threw that bitch right on out when Roman Reigns showed up.
Yeah,
'Cause it took him forever to get to that fucking ring.
Brock and Roman, they're I mean, there's as prima donna or diva as you're gonna get, like of those type of that thing, and you know what I mean. Just
Right.
like they have to come out last. They do their like it's what you have, but listen to the pops they get. They're stars.
Exactly. Yeah, someone mentioned earlier that it was 41 degrees. You really think those guys were going to sit out in their gear in shark cages for 20 minutes? You think Brock Lesnar is going to sit in a shark cage for 20 minutes in 41
San Diego
degree weather?
gets chilly. It does. It's Southern California, but it gets chilly after October, November. That's I can see Brock in his Jimmy John shorts doing his little jump all the time. Like, motherfucker, it's cold.
Okay, so before we move on to the next match, we got another super chat here.
Hey-o.
At least we got one. Andre Adams again with $4.99.
Thank you, Andre.
How is this Survivor Series with no Survivor Series matches? Is my big gripe. I mean, they
had one on Friday and it sucked ass. So I don't think you wanted to really pay a bunch of money. Well, not too much money. You don't want to pay to see what you saw on Friday. That's for damn sure.
They stopped having Survivor Series matches at Survivor Series for a while there.
Yeah.
And then they brought it back. But, okay, I liked the Survivor Series match concept growing up. But I got to say, man, War Games is better. It's just,
so my thing is like, and I know this is bad to say, but like you're going to have the men's do it, War Games, then the women do a Survivor Series, or vice versa, maybe. I don't know.
That is the way to go there.
Right?
Jake.
Like there's a part of me that wants
have the women
still
do a Survivor Series match.
Right?
Well, I said before, that maybe let NXT do a Survivor Series, like a whole thing where it's all Survivor Series matches.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. Because I'm not saying it's got to be the whole show. I'm just saying like one of the matches, like have the same show they had tonight. Just the opening match was the women's traditional Survivor Series match, and it's still 5-on-5. Sure, works.
Would you switch? Would you switch back and forth?
They probably would have to, but I would do that based on the storyline, like because the men's War Games, like that storyline, people are like, it was thrown together. I'm like, no, the men's really does work pretty much with everybody because of Paul Heyman. The women's, on the other hand, they kind of just like, hey, there's Lash and Nia too. Like there was basically everybody versus the Kabuki Warriors, so that could have easily been done as a Survivor Series match this year. Other years, I don't know.
The men's one too. War Games has always been more about other like storylines coming together in a match. It's not so much about like here these 5 guys are a team and these 5 guys are a team and they hate each other and now they're gonna fight. It's okay, this guy hates these 2 guys and this guy hates these 2 guys and this guy hates this guy, but they're all connected in a way, and that's what this War Games was. There wasn't one person in this match who didn't have beef with everyone else on the other team.
Yeah.
I
think what should happen for next year is that there needs to be a lot more heat in these War Games matches. Like, there's got to be a reason for them to want to duke it out in this particular cage in two.
Why,
rings, like,
dude? I see. Okay, here's my thing. Can I tell you what, dude? Here's my thing. War Games is now the tradition. Okay, it's the tradition, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's more convoluted? Having it be where, okay, the Usos don't like anybody, have been feuding constantly with everyone on the other team, and CM Punk has gone through it. Like, all these storylines come together so you can put them in a match. Is that more convoluted, or is it more convoluted to book 5-on-5 a feud that for some reason has 5 people joining together on one side and 5 people joining together on another side every November? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is it, which is more convoluted, to make a storyline that perfectly fits War Games, or to bend War Games to fit what is going on in your storyline?
I think if written properly, first off, we have to go by a couple of assumptions. We're thinking that they should all be big stars. Whatever blood feud, is going on at the time, stick that particular talent in the War Games match. Okay, not everybody has to be a star.
Right. They had Cody and Drew, who are in a blood feud. They had CM Punk and Drew, who have been in a blood feud. They had Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, who were in a blood feud. They had Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes, who were in a blood. Like, this, there were.
I didn't say this one was heatless, my friend. I just said the next year
they had Paul Heyman was like the rug in the Big Lebowski. He just tied the whole match together.
So you're saying
now, if you remember that kind of happened last year as well. See what I'm saying?
See, I think last year was more convoluted than this year. Like, if you want to get down to it, I think last year adding CM Punk to that and just being like, he hates Paul Heyman. Why? Because they used to be friends and they were friends at WrestleMania, but now they're not. Why? Because Paul Heyman's a bad guy. Like, I think that was more convoluted in my mind than this is. Or no, wait, the other way around. I'm sorry. It was the other way around, because Paul Heyman was a good guy at that time. See what I mean?
Yeah.
I think last year was more convoluted than this year is. I can't even remember what was the feud about last year. It was the new bloodline versus the old bloodline. Right. And they threw Bronson Reed in there. Bronson Reed, who had nothing to do with any of them, is suddenly involved in this match. See, I think is more convoluted when these 10 guys all had history with each other. Everyone in that ring had some problem with everyone else in the ring, so but I think we're agreeing awful. So I'm not gonna.
Yeah. I said, I don't think that this year's match had a lack of heat at all. But I just think, like, as a War Game match, you know what? I kind of want to see somebody in there who's probably had a 6-month feud, and it just happens to be during the time of War Games, and somebody gets bloody. You know what I mean? Like, I understand blood and gut.
Yeah. Give me a second. We got to restart. Okay. It should be. Yeah. Give me a second. We got to restart. Okay. It should be going again here.
Oh, so the audio died.
Can you guys hear me?
Check. Are we
I can
good?
hear you.
Are we back?
Okay,
I see it in the chat. I just pulled it up.
I think we're back. I think it's just I think the chat's a little behind.
It does take a second for the chat to hear us. I noticed that.
Right.
Yeah, we're back. It says we're back. All right.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know. It's just it's a busy night. Things drop.
Right,
sometimes.
and
we apologize.
Technology's crazy. Every time something updates, other things crash. Like Twitter. George and I do our spaces every Sunday, and we never had any problems till all of a sudden Twitter changed from chat or from messages to chat or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. From that point on, we've had issues, and it will
now you need your
on.
social security card number to get into the chat.
Well, we have these brand new features. Look up everything.
We had it on Toonie Talk a few weeks ago where, I got me and Marv were doing the show. It was just me and Marv, and StreamYard threw out an update. And it knocked me. Yep. So Marv was just by himself talking, and I'm scrambling to get everything working. So
no, StreamYard's the same way. George and I, we've yet to have issues on live, knock on wood, but that's if it has too many updates, all of a sudden nope, your device is disconnected. Really? Because I'm right here. Yeah. No.
What if we were the show that had listeners that made the whole thing crash? Like,
yes,
we can't take but one more.
We broke the internet. That's all. Yeah. I just want to break the internet
68 people here.
Where were we? What were we talking
No, we were
about?
talking about how like the war games where its problem is that now it's annual. Like they've made it
Yeah.
tied to the pay-per-view,
I see-
unlike where Hell in the Cell used to be. And
I think here's
make
what I
it
gotta
more
say.
important.
I think that there is room for tradition and ritual in wrestling. And I think that the idea that something is so sacred that you can't do it yearly, like I get the idea of Hell in a Cell. That is a one-on-one match that should be the end of a feud. It is not big enough to justify its own pay-per-view.
Right.
That's why they started doing 2 of them or 3 of them in a pay-per-view. It should not be a yearly thing. War Games, we're cutting again.
Are we?
Oh, no.
Stupid thing. It's gonna cut again.
Oh no.
What are we talking about? That's so dangerous.
No. It's just YouTube. It's just YouTube.
Fucking
Oh.
YouTube.
Okay, we should be back. We should be back.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, anyway, let's talk about the John Cena Dominic Mysterio match.
Yeah. I thought, okay, well, you know what? Real quick, before, and just in case we cut again, I do want to get through these super chats. They sent it
Okay,
to us.
awesome.
Let's make sure that we actually hit them. Sorry guys, it keeps cutting out like it's a YouTube thing. And just to let everyone know, my internet connection is fine. My StreamYard is fine, or not my StreamYard. My Stream Elements is fine, and my OBS is fine. It's a YouTube thing. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so we have Honor Sharp with $5. That's Regina Sharp. She said, Sandog is a desert. It gets cold at night in the summer. That is very true. That is very true. Thank you very much, Regina Sharp. And Liquid Fox for $5 Canadian. That's real money. I'm going to steal that from Marv. War Games needs to go the way of Hell in a Cell. Go away until it's really necessary. This year's War Games is not warranted, especially the women's. Again, this is where I was going with it. I disagree. I think that War Games was always meant to be, like even when it was concepted, if you go back to the first year, they did it 16 times in 2 years. Like it was never a special, it was never the conception.
Yeah,
was
but
never,
it didn't show up 16 times in those 2 years. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't on television at the time.
Yeah,
it wasn't on
live
television.
event
It wasn't
stuff, but
overplayed.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
get you.
still, okay, but still, they did it 16 times, and they did,
Okay.
they did it every year. They did. It was a yearly event. It wasn't this like people just put it on a pedestal, right? Because of the Horsemen. And back then, you had the Horsemen, so you always had a 5-person team that was easy to use. But once you got into the 90s, every War Games match was okay, Sting's 2 biggest enemies got together and they got a tag team. So now Sting's got to go get his buddies to team up and fight these. That's what it always was.
Didn't they do a 3-way War Games at one point?
Yeah,
Like
it was NWO versus the 4 Horsemen versus Roddy Piper's team of random randos. Like, you know,
See, and that's kind of where it got off.
No, that's
track.
what that was. Yeah, and like there was some weird rules they didn't hold up to them. Yeah, that did happen.
Dude, I think it got off track when it was like Sting was like 2 weeks before War Games. Sting was like, "Hey, I got to go get the Steiners, I guess," because Sting got Harlem Heat like that. You know, that's what War Games always was. It was this War Games is going to be between this guy and this guy. Go find your teams, and then they go find teams, and then now we have a team to go in there. That's what it always was.
Right.
So
like you build to it.
You built, but it was only they built it for like a month, maybe back in the day. You know, I don't know.
But the thing is, all the other storylines had been percolating enough to where it worked to where it was like, you know, I don't know, like the Rock and Roll Express had been facing Arn and Tully or whatever, you know. So
right, but you couldn't say that you could then do War Games at any point because there's always going to be 3 feuds that are percolating enough to where you could put them together.
If you push them right, yeah. But then it was just but tying it to where it has to be the pay-per-view was tough for them, and that's where I think this year you're right. They just didn't. It was fun, but
I think they did. I think they did. I think it was.
The women's. I'm talking about the women's. No, the men's.
The women's.
No, the men's. I agree because of Heyman and the way they did it.
No problem with the men's. The women's. Really.
No.
Okay.
I
would agree. I would agree. I don't think they need 2. I think
that's where they get screwed too. Yes.
Right.
It's kind of like the Royal Rumble where it's the entire show, and that's why you had to start off with it because where else are you going to put? You've got to have the 2 other matches in the middle. You're not going to have 2 back-to-back War Games matches. I mean, I guess you could, but
yeah, I don't think you need 2. I think 1 works. I mean, I guess if you're going to do, I'm sure they're going to be doing multiple nights in the next couple of years.
What?
Right.
Nobody wants to see that shit. Nobody wants to see a 2-day Survivor Series.
I've been
my
saying it for a
God.
while though. Any of these shows where you have two, like, and it's the Royal Rumble, the War Games Survivor Series, and then the Money in the Bank, having two matches of the same type in each night, they can. I mean, I don't think they can do stadium 2 nights in a row for all of them, but I just
No.
feel like 2 nights is better. Like,
I don't
TKO
know.
will want to do it, but we'll see.
Here's the thing. It all depends. We won't know until they do it, because I didn't think two nights of WrestleMania was ever going to work,
Fair.
and then it did. And now, we're
Remember
going to
the
see.
1 10-hour WrestleMania? We kind of all wanted a 2-day WrestleMania, or
Right.
at least a shorter one.
Technically, that was the last one, because 36 was the one in the pandemic, because it was 35 that went forever. 36 was supposed to be one night, and then the pandemic, and they made it 2, and they were just like, fuck it, we'll keep it 2. Which makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. That 10 hour, and like all the, it was in New York, and all the trains had stopped or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was like before Uber was really popular. Yeah, that was oof.
Like I
Talk
said,
about cold too.
if business can accommodate it, it's going to happen, and we'll find out. We're not going to find out until we find out what business will accommodate. And this year is going to be the first 2-night Royal Rumble. They didn't do 2-night Royal Rumble this year, did they?
No, and they're not going to do it this upcoming year because it's in Saudi. As far
Oh,
as
that's
I
right.
understand.
But
I feel like the next one that comes back home, I feel like has to be. It just makes sense because the 2 Royal Rumbles, I actually feel like would draw more than 2 War Games matches.
and they've been talking about 2-night Money in the Bank. Did you know Money in the Bank has been drawing better than Survivor Series? Like, they've considered Money in the Bank one of their big pay-per-views for a while now. They did 2-night SummerSlam, and it sold. People wanted it. People demanded it. And SummerSlam was the one. I understand Royal Rumble before I get SummerSlam. Because at least with Royal Rumble, there's 2 matches that can headline every night automatically. It's there, but they did SummerSlam. So anyway, okay, let's move on to John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio. Awful. I think you liked this match. Let me guess. I think you liked it. What do you think?
Yeah, from the moment, first off, it can't be said enough. God damn, Dominic Mysterio is a bona fide superstar.
Yep.
And it's just wild to see his progress. So he came out. He looked like $1 billion out there. He is just so relaxed in his role right now. Love the mask. Love the entrance. John Cena doing his usual John Cena shtick. Not to say that's a bad thing, but he was really into it. The match, again, fantastic, man. I mean, like, now, see, when I say fantastic, I mean, am I going to watch the match again? Probably not, but it was memorable for what it did. It elevated Dominic Mysterio to like this new, like to a level where it's almost like, goddamn, almost jealous of this kid. Like so much, so soon. And he's handling it with a lot of class.
The biggest turnaround in the history of wrestling.
Oh,
100.
Okay? Yep.
My mic went weird for a second. All right, cool. I thought it might. Sometimes my mic. Yeah. No, he's the biggest turnaround. I remember when it was him with Ray, and he was like the little schoolboy. He kicked Edge in the balls in England, and from that day forward, he's been like the hottest thing in the business. And at that time, people were comparing him to Hook. Remember that? Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He turned me away from
never.
wrestling. He actually turned me away from wrestling. Dom was a big part of the reason that I stopped watching wrestling.
It was so bad.
It was
until
so
it was
bad.
so good.
When Vince just had him doing the normal like second generation, he was basically he was Dustin Rhodes in 1990, right? Like he was doing the exact same
Eric Watts.
stuff. Eric Watts. No,
It was
no,
Rocky
Eric Watts
Maivia
didn't
with
do
a
his
partner.
dad. No,
Yeah.
because Eric Watts. No, Dustin Rhodes. Remember when he was in WWF when they feuded with Virgil and $1 Million Man?
That's my boy when he was bleeding. Yeah, that's my boy.
Yep. That's exactly what it reminded me.
Yep.
Of. Just a complete.
Yeah, and like mixed with Rocky Maivia, where just it didn't matter. Like you didn't care. Like it was the most boring, bland crap. Yeah.
Yeah, it was lame. But Dom found his way with a lot of help. There's a lot of people that helped him, and I think that he would recognize that he had Rhea and just Ray, everyone who kind of helped him along, all the people that wanted him to succeed, and now he's here where he is. And I'm kind of I kind of wish he wouldn't do the Eddie stick so much. I think he's better than that.
So you just got a nitpick now?
No,
That's what brought him to the dance. I mean,
I know, but I'm saying-
that's part of
what
the
we all
lore
remember.
of Dominic.
Yeah.
Dominic Mysterio.
I feel
take it away from the guy.
11-year-old kid.
No, when I say Eddie stuff, I liked the end to the match. That was a good thing. I didn't like him unzipping his boot for the fourth time. That kind of like the I'm going to do exactly what Eddie did. I
Right.
think needs to go away. But him continuing to do his own spin on what Eddie did, I'm fine with.
Yeah, I get you. And anytime anything,
You just said the same thing twice. You don't like what he's doing with the Eddie tribute, but yet you're fine with him doing Eddie tribute.
No. I said I don't like him doing specific things. I don't like when he steals specific things that Eddie Guerrero did. I don't want to see him do the thing where he makes it sound like he got hit with a chair and drops it on the ground again. I don't want to see him unzip his boot. But having Liv Morgan act like she turned on him and then kicking John Cena in the balls, I thought was good. Him faking the injury to have the ref distracted outside the ring for a long time and having his teammates go in and attack while he was doing that.
That's the beautiful thing, is that those beats were the setup to what you saw tonight. So you had to have Dominic play this role of.
But he did it tonight.
Say again?
He did it tonight.
Yeah, okay. And then he tried out something new.
How many times does he have to unzip his boot? Is what I'm saying. How many times does he have to do that spot?
No. I get what you're saying to a point. Like it's like when a band does a cover song, but they just play the exact same version of it, like note for note almost. Like that guy who covered the Tracy Chapman Fast Car song. Like you can't tell if it's him or her at the beginning of the song.
Yeah, it's like if you want to make
play an acoustic version or a different. Yeah.
If you want to make a band inspired by Led Zeppelin, that's fine. If you're just going to be Led Zeppelin, I don't want to see it. If you're
gonna do your cover, change the tempo. Like make if it's a rock song, make it acoustic. If it's an acoustic song, make it a rock song. Yeah, if you're just like doing a note for note remake, that's just karaoke.
Right.
I get you. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I'm just saying
when he puts his own spin on it, and yeah, I get you.
Yeah, I just wanted to put his
own spin on it. But what if there's a lot of
people
people that have not seen that particular?
And that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a whole new generation. What Eddie Guerrero did was 20 years ago.
But he has done the boot thing 4 times now.
Okay, again. Sometimes you have to set up a joke by, giving certain, qualifiers. And then the punchline comes with Liv doing what she did.
Which was fantastic. That was awesome. That was a great comeback.
The end was great. It was. The great match was great. The whole match was great. It wasn't even a complaint about this match, about the boot thing. It was more of saying I don't want to see him do it again going forward.
I get you.
I think it's done. I think he's past that now. I think that's where I was going with that. No, it was a great match. It was perfect for Cena. I think this is the match that people are going to remember as Cena's last match. Because if you go through time, the casual fan doesn't remember anything unless it happened on a pay-per-view. Right?
I would say the AJ Styles match for the people that are casual fans, but are a little bit more than casual, but not as every time. You know what I mean? Because of how many callbacks are in that match. But I get you.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be the match that people look back on and say, there'll be a lot of, man, John Cena's last match against Dom was great. And they go, oh, he fought Gunther. And they're like, oh, yeah, he fought Gunther. That's right.
But I still remember Dom. You're right.
Match a little redundant. I said it kind of does make the Saturday Night Live match a little redundant.
Saturday Night's Main Event, yeah.
Saturday Night's Main Event match.
George does that too. It's an old guy thing.
I'm not as interested now in his last. I am, but not. I mean, this was like a watershed moment, especially for Dom. That money shot of him with the 3 belts around his waist, the AA Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, and Liv Morgan, and the fireworks going off in the background
in his hometown.
That was just.
We see that.
It was perfect. Like everybody was saying like Cena's comeback hasn't elevated any of the younger guys. Well, it just elevated Dom.
Right.
Yeah, and as perfect as you could do it. Like that was awesome.
I'm trying to remember for myself personally that we think that we're not going to remember Saturday Night's Main Event, but WWE has tricked me so many times where I've said, oh, they can't, this is it. This is the it. Like, it's not going to get any better than that. And then they figure out a way to make it super emotional. And then I'm crying at the end of the night. And I'm like, okay, fine. I did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm crying at the end.
Crying. I'm just
gonna
bawling.
change my tampon.
Max is ashamed of me. And, you know.
Jesus.
Yeah.
This took a left real
Moved out.
quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not laughing, but I'm just saying it's took a left. This late night cutting. We get to midnight Eastern and it gets blue.
I can get deeper. Domestic court.
My father just owns me. And it's
Primary custody. Visitation every other weekend.
I'm just saying there's been a lot of times where I've said, oh, okay, well, they shouldn't even do anything else because that's fine. That's where we should leave it.
Right.
And I'm wrong. I will say though, my feeling right now is that this is Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair, and Saturday Night's Main Event is going to be Ric Flair and whoever, Andrade versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. You know what I mean? Like
Oh God.
I mean, was that better than him in TNA? Like, or was it Mick Foley in TNA? Oh
no,
God.
it wasn't better. No, Ric
no.
Flair. If you remember, Ric Flair blacked out for like 15 minutes during his last match.
Blacked out, or maybe passed away and was revived. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I still, yeah.
Underneath the ring.
Yeah, I've seen clips of that, but I never watched that purpose. I don't want to see that.
It'll be nice though, and I do like the idea of what he's doing with the NXT.
Yeah,
where he's saying that there's going to be a main roster guy versus, and I think we're gonna maybe roll back to that later. So right now we do have another super chat, so let me do that before we get into our last match here. We got Liquid Fox for $5.
Thank you, Liquid.
I think that is what we already read. I'll read it again just in case. War Games needs to go way hell in a cell. Yeah, we read that already. So, but thank you again for that.
Thank you, Liquid Fox, again.
Absolutely, that's awesome.
Thought we got. If I'm missing somebody's super chat, I apologize. We've been having a little bit of technical issues. And
YouTube's been YouTube's been having a party tonight.
Yeah, but if you do want to give us a super chat, by the way, we are monetized now, so you can hit that super chat button on the side. You can also go below and get the link for to do it where we don't have to give YouTube a cut. That is in the description. We currently have 65 concurrent viewers. It was up to 67 a few minutes ago. So make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. We do this normally every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, or not 8 p.m. Eastern. That's Toonie Talk. We do it every Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central Time. So, yeah, you can find us there. And let's get into our last match, which was the men's War Games match. And I think we have a lot of opinions on this. Jake, I let Awful go first the last two times. Go ahead. What you got?
Well, why don't you go first there, Dis?
Yeah, I was just going to say, why not?
I'm not the star. Okay. This was, I think, the best War Games match WWE has done since they brought the concept to the main roster. Men or women's. I think that it was booked as a War Game should be booked. I thought that the order of the entrance was very surprising to me. I like CM Punk coming out first, got me right. I'm like, no way. I'm sitting here with Max. I'm like, okay, who's coming out first, Jimmy or Jay? Maybe Cody, and it's Punk. And you're just like, what the hell, Punk? And then so you kind of think that it might be someone crazy, but then it's Braun. But did you see Braun's entrance, man? Coming from that hallway, oh my God, dude!
I don't like his music though.
I don't like.
Gotta give.
I agree.
Music is just not great. It's not fitting him at all.
But man, that coming out like where he was out of focus in that a light, and then he came out of it like that was something that you're going to see replayed for 20 years, and you saw it tonight. That shot was like,
Yeah.
it
In the
made you
jacket
really,
and everything. Yeah, that was
yeah, it really made you feel like, okay, he's here. This is real now. You know,
And I felt like that's why when he started the match with Punk, like that was part of that, of like, it made a lot of sense for him to be starting. I kind of thought it was going to be
Right.
Jimmy Uso too. I
I
didn't
did too,
think it
yeah.
was going to be Punk. I feel like that was Punk like finally shutting people up of like, no guys, I'm healthy. I got hurt twice in AEW because that's not a real company and they don't actually have any safety regulations.
Right.
But when I can wrestle people who aren't, John Moxley, hey, look, I'm fine, guys. And that's
Yeah.
and he wrestled, and I think that was what he did there. He's like, screw it, I'm gonna go first.
and Awful's favorite thing happened at the beginning of the match, which was
What's
a
that?
collar and elbow tie.
A collar and elbow time in a fucking
How
War
hard is
Games
that?
match.
Two in a
Yeah.
row.
Yeah.
Loved
Holy
it though.
cow.
I loved it, dude, because you CM Punk has taken to this role of like grizzled veteran so well. You know, like the
Yeah,
idea.
he's not even dyeing his beard. Like,
Yeah, he's just an old guy, and you
Right.
looked at Braun Breaker, and he's just like, "Come on, kid, let's do it. We're gonna do a collar and elbow tie up. You're gonna fucking deal with it."
yeah. That I'm gonna fuck you up with a doomsday device.
Jesus Christ, dude. That was,
Yeah.
boy.
And a heart attack. They did a heart attack too.
Oh yeah. The heart
Yeah,
attack
yeah.
was nowhere near as
I was like,
painful
but the
as that
doomsday device gave
device.
me a heart attack. Like the last
Yeah.
guy you want, like of anybody in the match where they're thinking for the future, who do we not want to get like a major injury and not be able to wrestle? Jesus Christ, that kid's got the future. Like
Mhm.
that is, whew, that was the only moment of the entire night where like my heart sank for a second.
Some
He
advice
popped
for
up.
Cody Rhodes:
Yeah.
lift your hands up
Yeah.
on his ankles and help the man.
Right?
flip
Yeah, give him
over.
a push. Yeah. Oh, God, that was horrifying. Rest of it
You know,
was epic.
My heart did sink during the Cena Dom match. When there was a split second where I thought Dom was really injured, and I'm like, oh no, because
He worked you.
the spot was good. Like they made it look like he got hurt.
Right.
Just with the fall, the way he took the fall, it looked so much like Pinto on Monday.
It was so funny because they didn't show Braun Breaker for like 10 minutes, and I was just
Yeah.
like, oh, they wheeled him out somewhere.
Right? Like, oh
He's in the
God.
back doing something.
But
At least
yeah,
they're better about hiding it than AEW is usually.
Oh, much better.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Right.
The camera guy's not just like, oh, that's in focus. Yeah, if you can see it, we can see it, buddy. Jeez, yeah.
But I love the opening with him and Punk where it did the collar and elbow tie up and they kind of push each other away, and then he did it again, and then Braun just said fuck it and just tackled him in the middle of the collar and elbow tie up,
Mhm.
and it was just like, I'm not dealing with this old shit anymore. You're playing my game now, old man.
A lot of power moves, gave him
Yep.
a press
Yeah.
slam.
and then
it was
bringing
a good
Drew
preview.
out second was perfect.
Oh yeah.
'Cause you thought it was going to be Breaker. I mean, not Breaker, Bronson Reed, right? You thought it was going to be Bronson Reed. You're like, they're a tag team. It'll make sense. But having Drew come out and letting Punk get a little flurry of offense right before so they could have that stare down through the cage. And mind you, nobody came in with weapons until Jimmy Uso, right? Or until Logan Paul. Logan Paul was the first
came
one
in
to
with
bring a weapon
chairs.
in. Yeah,
Yeah.
but no one, it wasn't like before where it's like every guy had his own weapon,
His own, yeah.
you know. His
I'm
signature
still
weapon.
going to say it until it's actually done. And I think it was actually done in blood and guts. But the women and the men, they really do need to come out in street clothes. There's just something about it. Well, Willow Nightingale, she showed up in her clown suit, but I mean, it was different than her regular normal wrestling gear. That's for sure. Like, I guess when you come out and you don't have the tape fist and you don't have like maybe a pair of jeans with some
The jeans. That's the jeans.
yeah, with
that
your
does
knee
it, I
pads
get
over
you.
top of them.
Yeah. And like what,
There's
like
just
tucked
something
into the
missing.
boots sometimes.
I'll
The older
say,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Big belt
I get
buckle.
you. Yeah, I'm with you.
One thing I will say about that is that I think wrestlers work worse when they're wearing street clothes. They can't be
You
as
can still wear the
fluid.
boots.
You could, yeah.
We don't need you to be fluid. That's the whole thing. Like, it kind of eliminates any sort of like
they
stupid
got the-
reversal sequence spot.
You get the stretch of
Choreo
your
grappling.
like, extendable jeans these days.
I
like,
just
you can do it.
remember Nia Jax last year came out in
Okay.
basically street clothes, and she almost ruined the entire match.
Well,
Had nothing to
I
do with street
mean,
clothes, that's for sure.
she could. Yeah, how many matches has she done that in whatever?
Right.
Sorry, that's mean. That's
Right.
mean.
that's not too mean.
I-
Not
That's right
cool.
on target.
I'm,
Appreciate
I'm cool with it. WWE is a body company. I get why they don't. I mean, something's got to give when you go to WWE when it becomes a WWE product.
Right.
Like I was thinking about it earlier this week. Why? Like, do you remember? Because I'm doing that video on War Games, and Vince just like completely buried War Games when he bought WCW with Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, because like everyone thought they were talking about their big reveal of the new match that's going to be at Survivor Series, and everyone thought it was going to be War Games. And then Eric Bischoff's like, "This match is better than War Games. It's more devastating than War Games." Like they kept just burying War Games, and it was clearly Vince not wanting to admit that the other company's November team match that they created is better than his November team match that he created.
Well, at least they brought it back from the dead. The Vince thing, the Vince burial of the War Games match. I mean, obviously, again, it's just like generations are passing us by, guys. That was such a long time ago. None of these 7-8-year-olds know about that shit.
Yeah, here's what about current War Games. I was talking to Max tonight, and I said I wanted this information for the show. I was like, look at all the WWE like gimmick stuff, right? You got Royal Rumble, you got War Games, you got Hell in a Cell, you got Money in the Bank, regular cage match, all the matches. He saw the regular Survivor Series match. We've gone back and watched some of those too. I was like, which one do you look forward to the most every year? And he immediately said Royal Rumble. But the second answer.
Well, that's good. He good answer.
He said the second, and then I said, okay, well, Royal Rumble doesn't count because that's the answer that everyone ever gives. I go,
damn, you dismissed the kid's answer. Crazy.
Well, it's true. It doesn't count. Everyone in the world.
That's everybody's answer. Yeah.
Everyone in the world loves Royal Rumble. There's nothing better.
It's also Max's, by the way.
It is. Yeah. And I said, okay, well, what's your second? And I said, because I thought it was going to be Money in the Bank. And he immediately said War Games. And I noticed that he seemed more interested once the War Games started getting set up. War Games is a spectacle.
Yeah.
Like, that's something, the 2 rings and the timed entrance and all that. You don't get that with the Hell in a Cell.
Everybody loves the countdown, too. That's one of the reasons why the Rumble, like everybody. And if whether the matches have been great in WWE or not, they have made them obviously this one even more so, but they have made them pretty star-studded. Even when it was like Sheamus's group, but you just had like Roman and the Usos and Drew McIntyre. They're always
Say what you want about this match. That heel team is the most stacked War Games team of all time.
Well, and the men's team, the babyface team, only Jimmy isn't a former world champion.
And I think he's better than Jay.
Right, exactly. I was just gonna say that a lot. And like the most decorated tag team. No, whatever anybody wants to say about other War Games, the men's match tonight was just stars. That's so many stars. And
if you like Daniel Garcia. If you like big meaty men, you're not gonna get better than that heel War Games team.
Yeah.
And Logan Paul.
And it's again Logan Paul and even Cody too, and Punk. It was fun. No, that was a lot going on in there. It was entertaining for that for sure.
Anytime I see a match with Brock Lesnar in it, I always like focus in on him to see how cooperative he is to everybody. And tonight he was very cooperative. Like he played the game tonight.
He did.
Brock Lesnar has that aura of like, will I play fair tonight? Will I play ball tonight? And it's just like it's always up in the air until the end of the match.
And that's exactly how he wants it. But it's like, one of those things. Yeah,
he's sold.
But it's one of those things nowadays, like, even if you couldn't do anything to hurt his aura. You know what I mean? Like, unless he like lost to,
but he can hurt yours in a hearttbeat. That's
right. Exactly. So I feel like he just keeps that aura in the back. Yeah.
He's the only guy. He's the only wrestler. He's the only wrestler in the world that can fall on his ass during his entrance and make it look tough somehow.
It just does a little judo roll. Just
he does a judo roll.
Yeah.
He takes his cowboy hat, puts it on bra. It goes to the ring. Like
and what do you do if you laugh at him? Like, he looks at you.
Yeah, they're awful. He fell down and the stage was afraid.
My bad. My bad. That's my bad.
Receipts are coming.
Yeah, like Yeah, it doesn't matter what you do to him. His aura is solidified. Like Brock is Brock, and that's
Yeah.
Good
the only guy I've ever seen in wrestling that I think is going to get close is Braun Breaker. And
probably, yeah.
I was. So does he need to put on size? Does he need to put on mass?
I think it'll just happen kind of naturally when his metabolism kind of slows down, but it'll continue to work out. You know what I mean? Like with his speed, I don't know if yeah. But
that's what I'm afraid of.
I think he's just going to get more cut in time.
Yeah,
that's how it usually goes.
I don't want to take if it's going to take away from his speed. I don't want him to put on mass. I'd rather him stay the size he is and stay because I think what he doesn't have in pure mass like Brock Lesnar, he makes up for in the fact that he is way faster than anyone his size should ever be.
Ever.
Right.
You know?
Jesus. And the thing is though, like you look at it too, like he's been in this system long enough, and you know, Rick was probably decent enough with this money. Like if he's smart, he's like got a great dietitian right now and has had an amazing plan, like so that his intake will be as great as it can be, so he'll be able to maximize whatever it is, because he knows his speed is his thing. How often they say that I shouldn't know that he can go 23 miles an hour off the ropes, but they tell us every single show, which it's a hell of a stat.
He is the.
Do you guys think that the Braun Breaker should look so clean cut?
Yeah, I do.
For now,
I think he should grow out that beard a little bit, make it a little bit more scruffy. He just needs to look tougher. Like he looks college tough, but he doesn't look like a.
I get you, but he's still in his 20s.
True.
Yeah, I always wonder, like, if
Bruiser Brody was in his 20s too. He was a madman.
Well, that's the thing. Like, maybe if he can grow a beard, I'm all for it. But some people that try and they got those patches and the space, and then they just like, oh no, there's no more aura left in you now, son.
Yeah, Mr. Breaker, try to stay away from the shape ups.
I think the thing about Breaker, you already have Jacob Fatu, right? Like Jacob Fatu is that kind of like he's Braun Breaker's John Cena. Like Brock, John Cena to Brock Lesnar is Jacob Fatu to Braun Breaker. I mean, I'm sorry. John Cena to Brock Lesnar is Jacob Fatu to Braun Breaker. Where it's
and even then you're wrong.
I don't think I am, because they share the same qualities, but in a completely different package. Right?
Yeah.
Like Braun Breaker, both of them are unstoppable. Both of them are crazy strong. Both of them have this weird magnetism to them that you can't really describe. Both of them are unpredictable, but one of them looks like a wild man and the other one looks like a varsity athlete, and I think that needs to stick for a while at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, and it's so funny. Why wasn't Jacob Fatu in this particular war game?
Jacob Fatu was injured.
Place up for Jimmy.
I think he had some sort of like major dental surgery or something.
He's out.
Yeah, but you're right about Breaker. He definitely has like the haircut you could set your watch to, like the
See, I think
his dad wasn't clean cut.
He was when he was 20.
When he was first coming the varsity club, he was. Yeah. And then after that,
I would give him a few years. Remember, Brock was clean cut until he came back, right? Like, I think you kind of need. It's not even clean cut. It is Hank Hill. I don't care about it. I don't care about my hair. I'm going to get the most standard military haircut I possibly can.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the guys.
It keeps him more aerodynamic.
It
keeps him. Yeah, so you can keep that speed up. Yeah, but I get what you're saying, and I feel like that's something that, as he kind of breaks out to being more of a single, we'll kind of see that happen.
It'll be another layer.
And he's got time. What's he, like 26, 27? For Christ's sake, like Jesus, he shouldn't be this talented, this young, but yeah, he's the future.
Just me, guys, or is Bronson Reed getting lost in the sauce?
No, I think he was great tonight. I think he's exactly where he should be.
Yeah, I think if you don't expect, like, if people are thinking he's going to be a world champion, like maybe and like a little bit transitional here and there, but
transitional.
He's
Kane,
he's the muscle.
He's Kane. He's not Undertaker. You know what I mean? He's the guy. He's Earthquake. He's the guy. He could be world champion if Sheamus. Right? He could be world champion if you need him to be. You can push him anytime you want because he's got the size and the skill. but he's never going to be the guy.
Yeah.
And I think
that.
I think he looked good tonight. I think when
he
he
did
came
well
in,
tonight.
when he
He did
came
all right.
in and started just like tsunami and everybody, and
Yeah.
he looks like a threat, But
Yeah.
I don't like. Why do you don't need 9 guys? You don't need 9 guys that are the guy, and that's kind of an IWC thing where it's like, LA Knight didn't win this week, so
He's buried.
he's
The
buried.
IWC would have you believe that there should be a new world champion every other weekend.
Everybody should win. No one should look weak, and everybody
Right.
should have a belt.
So you're looking for superstars of wrestling, essentially.
Yeah.
You're looking for a wrestling challenge, which
Well,
I kind of always wanted to have happen again.
I'm
Like
gonna
league
bring this
squash
up real quick.
matches.
I'm gonna bring this up real quick. Andre Adams, how about the idiot yeeting on the cage when he knew Brock was coming? So you got it. You get it. You get it.
Yeah.
They've been- I had this conversation with Kevin on Toonie Talk when he came on a few weeks ago, where I was like, dude, this is on purpose, and they're building to something, and tonight is what they were building to.
Yeah. What I do like about Bronson Reed, especially like with the vision, especially when Seth, it makes it so that Breaker.
Thank you for the
isn't
$5,
muscle
Andre
of the
Adams.
group. Oh
Thank you
yeah,
for the $5.
absolutely.
Sorry about that.
That's awesome. It just
Thank
makes
you,
that Breaker isn't the muscle of the group. Like he can be more of the star. Kind of like if you look at Evolution, like Batista was the muscle and Orton was the heir apparent. And that's kind of like what Breaker is. And Batista was still a star in his own right, but look at Randy Orton. It's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah,
And
totally.
he's doing his job perfectly in that role.
And okay, there's two very specific things we need to talk about in this match. We're at 138 right now. I don't want to go too much past 2 hours. So let's get to these 2 specific things. Number 1, there was a big deal made in the IWC before the match started, even before the show started, about how they didn't announce that if you left the cage, it was a forfeit. So then they scrambled, WWE did, and they had Wade Barrett go on the pre-show and say, no, if you leave the cage, it is a forfeit. But then they add a little twist.
Yeah.
Where it was like, yeah, but the match doesn't even start until everyone's in the cage.
Right.
And it's, at first I'm like, I don't know, man. And the match goes, they've always said that. And he's right. They have always said that.
Yep. And the bell rings when all 10 guys are in. So
it's like
you got me on a technicality is how I feel about it.
And even Wade Barrett said he got us on a technicality.
Which I mean, Paul Heyman, who's better, who's more schmarmy about it than Heyman getting you on a you got me, you bastard.
Yeah, and you
The
know,
loophole.
like in WCW, they said it was War Games, and then when the cage came down, it was the match beyond.
Right.
But WWE never used that match
Did they
beyond.
say the War
phrasing.
Games began?
They always said War Games started when everyone was in the ring. And I'm not saying that they've been spending the past 5 years building to this moment, but I do think that they utilized it pretty well.
Play the cards you dealt.
I do want to find out what you guys, because fighting outside the cage is a big complaint that we have about Blood and Guts. And do you consider this, because, do you consider this the same? Or is fighting Roman Reigns around the ring and then getting for 2 minutes and then getting in the ring not the same as everyone trying to escape the cage constantly and putting each other through flaming tables on the
God,
and just having a random bed of nails. There's just a bed of nails next to the announced that
because it's going to be the gotcha. It's tomorrow. I promise you. You guys, everyone who's on Twitter, I promise you. In the morning, you guys were complaining about them fighting outside the cage. Well, here's Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns fighting outside the cage.
It'll be the Twitter accounts with 7 followers. This
from India.
That's the problem.
I was just gonna say that. I was gonna say
it's not going to be a big contingent of people.
Bangladesh.
And not
That's no, you're right though.
Holy cow! But I mean, listen, they abided by the rules of the War Games match once the match started. That's all there is to it. And that ends that whole argument right
and
there.
they didn't do it
Brock,
in both matches. Like they did
Right,
it one, and it was
exactly.
Brock and Roman who have had, which whether you like the matches or not, how many WrestleMania main events plus PLE main events have those guys done? Like it made sense.
Right,
They both
right.
with Heyman, like that worked. If they'd done it like 2 or 3 times, no, that's stupid. You did it once at the end with the 2 biggest names in the match, Brock and Roman. Like it's fine.
Right.
Yeah, if next year it becomes a thing where all 5 guys are standing outside the ring waiting for the guy to come,
right, yeah,
and then they fight all around the arena, for 10 minutes, then yes, it's a problem.
To go get weapons, or like I said, the bed of nails. That was the worst part of it. Just, okay, we got a bed of nails next to the announce table. Nobody saw that there. Nobody was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, no.
Like, what's going on over here?
Like, oh, weird looking carpet.
Yeah, right. Huh? There's just a tarp over this. Odd. No motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm telling you guys, anyone who's on any social media, you will see that tomorrow. It'll absolutely be the talk of the world. They're going to be saying, "Oh, you guys," but okay. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page because there was a tinge of me that was like, "Oh, I don't like this. I'm a nerd and I don't like this." But
but it wasn't overdone. Yeah, I get you. But you're right. It's going to be like the same 15 people that all have 32 accounts that are going to press this as make it trend. You're right.
Yeah. Grumpy Omega, and, all those guys will do it. So, okay. So once they got in the ring, we got into the War Games match. And let's talk about Brock Lesnar just destroying 5 baby faces for
Jesus. God.
That was hilarious.
I just don't.
They know how to protect that white man, don't they?
Those suplexes just, they never look. I know it's a work, but those suplexes never look like they're a work.
Right. Dude, that moment was perfect too. The fact that they let Jay's music run. They had Jay on top yeeting. They had CM Punk yeeting. Everyone was they were having a good old time, and then it was like bam, wow, wow. And then
a goofy babyface moment, if you ask me.
Yeah,
why would you do that in the middle of a War Games
because
match?
Brock because it set up Brock perfectly. It was
and
perfect.
that's how many times. I mean, pretty much since Brock has come back since 2012. The whole point of Brock is they hit the music and you see everyone's face like they do the Jaws, where they like the Roy Scheider and Jaws. Like that's the move, and that's what they love getting that moment of.
And they basically parodied themselves before he came out. You know what I mean? They became what everyone says WWE is. For about 2 minutes, they were what every critic complains about with WWE, and they knew it. They knew they were doing that because when Brock Lesnar came out, it was just like, oh, fuck.
The crowd went crazy. Shit.
They've been on their troll game this week. Yeah, no, it got the moment that you wanted. That's what Brock is there for now. It's perfect.
Yep. And so Cross in the chat. They like that he didn't do the countdown. They just did a smash cut to Brock's music.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. It was so good. It was such a beautiful moment. And then Brock came in and just tossed those 4 guys around.
Everybody.
Just like they were nothing for the entire time.
Until Roman came out. Yeah, just rah.
And then Brock didn't get scared though. Brock was mad. Like, all right, I'm good. And not only was he not scared, he got out of the cage and met him in the aisle. Yeah. That's a heel, man. And Brock I gotta say, Brock with Paul Heyman is a whole different thing than Brock by himself. Brock needs Paul Heyman. He's almost too nice without Paul. He's almost likable without Paul Heyman,
Yeah.
No, I like
Happy
the fact
Farmer
that he's
Brock.
a wild card without Paul Heyman.
What's that?
I said I like the fact that he's a wild card without Paul Heyman. You don't know what he's going to do. Paul Heyman kind of buttresses him as a heel.
Yeah.
But with him just, running amok, kind of like what they're trying to do with Jade Cargill.
Okay.
Just be out there throwing people around.
I think if Brock... I think if Brock's around more, you're right. But if he's only going to be coming out and the big shows here and there, this kind of works. Right. It was almost like because Roman needed Heyman initially to become the tribal chief, but now Roman really doesn't. He's fine. But you're right with the Brock kind of like Brock and Heyman just work so well together, especially now in that Heyman does the speaking, Brock does the murking.
Yeah, I don't want my Brock Lesnar as anything other than a heel, like the most badass heel ever. I don't want happy Brock.
The tractor thing was cool, but I'm with you. Yeah, just especially now, like he's gonna retire at some point relatively soon and go hang out in Saskatchewan for the rest of his life. So yeah, I just want Brock coming out.
Andre Adams said it best. Problem is they knew Brock was coming. That's the whole thing.
That is
like
true.
It's like the music plays and there's still 90 seconds on the clock, and now you're gonna yeet these entire 90 seconds, knowing that the last person coming in is going to be Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
way to go.
Yeah, but
you can't get the
are we
win.
thinking too hard?
I think we're getting way too nitpicky at that point.
How dare
like,
you diss?
I'm sorry, dude. I at that point, aren't we getting kind of down to like the snark AEW level where it's like, yeah, but they were outside of the ring for 3.7 minutes and they didn't like it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm always
not saying I hate.
What are they supposed to do? It's not
so
they
silly
get the win
in a sea of seriousness out there.
What is serious? What is serious?
The War Games match. The whole aura behind it.
I think that's the problem here. I don't go to
that's
WWE
but that's what
serious.
that's what Jey Uso's character is.
Right.
It's the eating. It's
I just don't.
I know where you're going with this.
I don't.
Oh shit.
I said I made a post about it this week where it's just like there's a fine line where like yes, serious wrestling can be done very well. But I don't think that there is any company right now who has the talent and the creative manpower to be able to do serious wrestling in the way that it needs to be done. WWE offers me popcorn wrestling, offers me fast food wrestling, wrestling I can enjoy.
People with kids have disposable money. You got to have the kids are going to like that kind of. I mean, are kids going to really enjoy the serious wrestling?
Yeah.
There's a lot of kids in
my
that
class.
audience.
My class, this isn't a loss. There's no winners or loser here. We have different opinions.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was 100.
Like
we like to do. My favorite thing is when George and I disagree on our show because we'll get into it and then be like, all right, cool, and move on. And if we can change each other's mind, cool.
If you
are the man.
If you want,
Mike.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we love you, Mike. But I'm saying like this isn't the show that you're going to get one person winning and one person losing. We're going to have discussions.
We're just having fun. That's what
I don't. That's not what I go to wrestling.
This not taking his L correctly right
what
now.
What is my L? Am I not enjoying wrestling correctly for you? Awful.
and a lot of people in the chat apparently.
This isn't Burger King, you mother.
All I'm saying is that it was a stupid spot in the match.
Yeah, it was stupid,
and they paid for it because Brock murked them all.
It was absolutely stupid. But they got their comeuppance, and sometimes I'm okay with stupid. I'm okay with how many have I ever made it a secret that I like stupid shit? Have I ever pretended that I don't? I like the Rizzler. Okay. I mean, come on.
That cape was nice, man. That cape was nice.
If you think that I'm here if you think I have a martini glass in my hand and my pinky in the air and I'm gonna wear a monocle?
Sometimes you all do this. Sometimes.
Oh my God.
Well, I never.
Tightwad.
Yeah, and it'd be one thing if it was like the casino gauntlet bullshit where you can win early. Like Brock had to come in, so they couldn't. Wasn't like they could win the match. I mean, I get like they could have held him in submissions or whatever, but it was fine. And honestly, once they started doing it, I was even like, oh, y'all gonna die. No.
My problem with AEW has always been that they're like, okay, we're gonna be stupid here, but now we're super serious and tough, and we're hardcore. Like that's my problem with AEW is that they have no consistent tone. If you're gonna be stupid, be stupid. I like Chikara. We had a 3.5 hour show last week where I talked about all the stupid shit that I liked. If you want to hear it, I like stupid wrestling, and I'm fine with it if you can find that balance. AEW has no balance. AEW is 1 second we're gonna have the whatever. What do they call them now? The models with Dalton Castle. What are they called now?
I don't know. They were maximum male models, but I don't know what they are anymore.
Whatever they are now.
Johnny Nitro's a part of them
Catering's
now.
male models.
His wife.
Yeah, so we're gonna have that for one segment, and then the next segment, we're gonna have someone burn a person's house down. Okay, like that's
with a bag. Yeah.
You know, you can't go from those extremes and expect me to stay with you there, brother. I'm sorry.
And all the while, the announcers are laughing about it, even though that someone's burning somebody's house down, but you can hear them chuckling.
Right. But WWE makes no bones that they are Michael Bay, right? Like,
yes.
They don't pretend to be highbrow by any means.
And what's funnier is they're higher brow now than they've ever been.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah, I mean, because Vince isn't there. So.
Yeah, they are. But I mean, they don't.
I get you.
They don't pretend to be anything else. They don't. There's not a legion of WWE fans telling me that I'm lesser because I don't understand the deep meaning of Pac versus Kenny Omega or some bullshit like that. Like I can watch a match in WWE without having 20 people tell me how wrong I am because I didn't interpret it correctly.
Okay? We had a few people tell you you're wrong on this one. Okay.
That's fine. They can tell me. I mean, I don't know. That's fine. I'm wrong, I guess. I guess my opinion is incorrect.
But hey, I'd rather be this wrong than be wrong and have to go watch like 12 New Japan matches.
Exactly.
I'll take this all day long.
Also, I don't believe that Mike Glass I think Mike Glass is playing along with us.
Oh, for sure.
Having fun. I don't think Mike Glass is trolling me and calling me, There are some people on the internet that currently do that, and it is quite annoying. But no, Mike Glass is in on the joke, so I get that.
Can I tell you a dumb spot that I thought? Now, remember, again, I was seeing this pay-per-view or this PLE while I was doing some other things, and I had the sound down. I was watching the John Cena Dominic Mysterio match, and there was a point where John Cena misses the shoulder block and tackles the referee. Referee dives or crawls out the ring in pain and agony. John Cena stares at the referee for about 4 or 5 seconds, and then what does he do? He puts Dominic Mysterio in an STF as if like when Dominic Mysterio taps, the match is going to be over and he's going to have successfully defended his Intercontinental Championship.
John Cena, after 25 years, he'd figure this out.
Yeah. Like, okay, I guess I'm going to put him in the move now. That made absolutely no sense. And I believe the part where JD McDonough and Finn Balor coming out to double team John Cena, I thought that was a little redundant. I think the whole thing could have been done exactly what was done with Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio later without Finn Balor and JD McDonough in the match. There's my nitpick for tonight. I thought that was a little goofy.
Yeah, no, because the Liv stuff was so perfect that you didn't need the other part of it, especially since they were going to use it as like Liv was coming out mad at Dom, and then that was going to, I give you that. No, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I honestly forgot about JD and Finn for a minute. I was like, oh yeah, that did happen. I was so ready for Liv. The moment Dom came out with Roxanne and Raquel, I'm like, oh shit, Liv's coming back tonight, isn't she?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which I mean, she deserves that pop in front of 40,000 people because, like Dom also too of like having an amazing turnaround. She didn't have a turnaround. She's always been decent, but the last like 18 months of Liv has been amazing. So it's good to have her back. She's fun.
Yeah, she returned nicely, and they actually did like a little callback to when John Cena did his heel turn, where he hugs Cody Rhodes and then like gives the mean mug face. Well, with this case, Liv Morgan did the wide eyes, and the crazy look, and of course she gave John Cena a kick to the nuts.
And the tribute to AJ Lee when she jumped on him and like hugged him with her legs around him, where he was just standing there and she's jumped on him. That was good. Yeah,
that was a nice little touch. Yeah. And it was cool that after she kicked him in the nuts, she pushes him into the ropes so that Dominic Mysterio can perform the 619. I just thought that was, it's the little things.
Yeah, I was just gonna say she really is good at the little stuff. Like when you see in the matches what she has with Rhea, or like I've liked her like outside of the ring in Dom's match. She's great at that kind of stuff. She knows what she's doing. Yeah, no, she's or like when. I forget when it was last year, but like she was in the ring beating somebody up, and then Rhea's music hit, and she looked up and gave the scared look that they want, but then went back to punching whoever she was punching. I'm like, thank you. Like, oh shit, I got 10 more seconds. I got to punch.
Liv.
Yeah, Liv. Yeah,
she was fantastic.
Yeah, she's great.
And
I'm a big
I think also, I'm guessing that the whole, before I went, I heard you guys talk about the JD and how it was unnecessary. I'm guessing that John Cena really likes JD McDonough. I think that John Cena, because he gave him those great spots in that match on Raw. And I think there's a decent possibility that John Cena is like, let's get him involved in this too, because he knows people are going to be going back and watching this match for 30 years. Sure. And the fact that JD McDonough in it is going to be a talking point forever now, you know.
Right.
So
I'm sure they'll make like a Netflix documentary or whatever,
yeah.
You know, or like a Netflix thing. Like I was gonna say DVD, but they don't make those anymore. Just on Netflix, where they have all the matches on one thing. Yeah, you're right.
And by the way, if you're gonna like JD McDonough, man, he's so good.
I was gonna say, I was trying to think. I'm like, he might be like the best, just pure worker in the on Raw in the company.
Okay. He didn't see it. Did you? I don't know if Pavel went back and watched it. His match with Dragunov was. Oh my god, dude!
He's so
listen
good.
to these guys. They've got their pants around their ankles.
It's like it is. It could be my match of the year. Awful. It could be my match of the year. How good that match was. Like
and I just.
It reminded me of Shawn Michaels versus Mr. Perfect. I mean, Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect.
That's really?
What it reminded
me
of.
That good, huh?
I'm not saying their SummerSlam match, but I'm saying they're like 1989 Shawn Michaels versus Mr. Perfect. I mean, I keep saying Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect.
Now Bret's gonna be pissed and call you guys lovers or something. yeah, you're gonna piss now.
Well, I say Shawn Michaels because I did have that debate where I was like, is this like Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels, or is this like Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect?
I get you.
And it was Bret Mr. Perfect, you know.
I just feel like JD is just he's never going to be a world champion, but you need people like the Carpenters. Like he builds it, he sells well. He's right where he needs to be all the time. Like, minus that one shit thing where he overjumped and broke his ribs on the new table.
Yeah.
I was like, we put these brand new steel tables. Watch out! What? Bam! Oh,
I feel bad for some of these guys though that are like in that era where, okay, so now WWE has built the NIL program and they're starting to get these guys out of college who look like wrestlers, right? But JD and Dragunov, and there's that little generation in the middle where it's like, okay, we can't get roided up freaks anymore. And the truly athletic guys are probably going to go to MMA. And the only guys we're going to get are second generation or third generation wrestlers. Those are the ones that are going to have size on them. Besides that, we're stuck with either fat guys or short guys, you know? And I think Dragunov and JD are both products of that era that has already come and gone. Because now that WWE has the NIL program, they can kind of bring these bigger guys and convince them MMA is not the way to go.
Right.
Football is not the way to go.
Take a fake punch in the face instead of a real one.
Right.
Yeah.
But there were about 5 or 6 years there where these guys of the wrestling size that would normally end up in wrestling were ending up in MMA.
Yeah,
and
makes sense.
WWE had nowhere, you know, they had to go to the Indies and they had to go to the UK and get these smaller guys. And so you look at a guy like Dragunov and then you look at a guy like Breaker and you notice the huge difference in the two. And Dragunov is a fantastic wrestler and a fantastic performer, but he's just never going to be where Braun Breaker is because he's just 4 inches too short, you know?
And the NIL program has had some massive successes. I mean, look at Trick Williams,
Yeah.
Obafemi. Like, those guys were athletes. Like,
Tiffany
Trick
Stratton.
Williams played. Yeah, exactly. Where they've just been. And
Last Legend. Wasn't she in
Yeah,
NIL?
yeah.
I thought she
Yeah.
was in NIL too.
Yeah, because she was. She played. I don't know if she played in the WNBA, but she played college basketball. Kalani Jordan was a gymnast too. And you're getting them right in that point where they are just coming out of college, where they've been coached since they were like 10, from like pee-wee to high school, and so they're ready to take the coaching, and that's why people get so much better. That's why I was saying where Lash Legend, she really will get a lot better because she's taking the coaching. Like, they know how to be coached. They listen, and you watch them where it's like, oh yeah, I can figure this out and I can do this. And someone like Tiffany Stratton, it's shown, this is a good career move.
Right.
And I have no qualms in saying that I think a guy like JD or a guy like Dragunov are head and shoulders above all the smaller talent that AEW has.
Oh God, yeah.
These are guys that actually have taken the time to learn the business and learn the art of storytelling and learn the art of selling and can do that in the match, whereas most of the AEW guys just kind of skipped the fine-tuning part of their career and went straight to TV. And you have a bunch of Sammy Guevaras who, just look at Ethan Page. Ethan Page is in his 30s, and look how far he's come from his time in AEW to now.
Right.
Just
from the lunchroom to NXT champion.
Yeah. And not only in success, but in talent. Like, the guy could always talk, but he is so much more coherent in the ring. Does that make sense?
He was supposed, you know what? He was supposed to be MJ. He was supposed to have MJF's spot. Let's face facts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if he was given the ball to run with it, he would have had MJF's spot and would have done a far better job because he's marketable. Not to say that MJF is not marketable, but MJF is really, really, he's overplayed his hand, if you ask me.
Well, he was still young and raw. Like, Ethan's older and gets it. Like, you can really see it.
And that's why you want to put your horse behind him.
Yeah.
And Ethan had the willingness to learn. I think MJF was told very early that he was already a star and didn't need to progress anymore.
Yeah, dude.
And when
he was on Rosie O'Donnell's show, I don't think his obsession, his dream is professional wrestling.
He just wants to be a star.
Yeah, in any form or fashion that he can. Yeah. He's tried it all. I mean, if you look back at his history, he's going to keep Star Search. Yeah. He was on Rosie O'Donnell. Like, he's trying. He was the Rupert Pumpkin of professional wrestling.
And I think a lot of it too is that indie mindset that people where it's like, oh well, you're such a good heel, you'll be fine as a babyface. You'll just naturally become a babyface. Where WWE, being a babyface territory, understands that you cannot just become that's why if you look in NXT, you watch these guys, Carmelo Hayes, everyone, when he was a face, everyone was like, you need to bring him up to the main roster immediately. He's going to be a star, that you're wasting him down there. And then he turned heel. And then they gave him a year as a heel before they brought him up.
They did the same thing with Braun Breaker. Yep.
Right. Yeah. And the reason is because they're making sure that these guys can do both parts. Trick Williams.
Yep.
Trick Williams is doing the heel part right now too.
George and I talk about this all the time. Yes, that's what they do. They do it with every person. They get if you come in as a babyface, great. Get over as a babyface. We're gonna then turn you, and then maybe we'll team you up with somebody else, and you're gonna figure this out before we just bring you up when you're not ready because you have a great look. Like,
you know how I knew Trick Williams had it? He did a segment, I guess, when they did their little run in Philadelphia. I'm thinking of AEW. I'm sorry. When they had the show, NXT had the show in Philadelphia.
Yeah, no, they didn't stand and deliver during WrestleMania. Yeah,
right. Thank you. And Trick Williams did a little segment outside of the arena as people were getting their tickets.
Yep.
And he did a complete ad lib for like 3 minutes, and it was just outstanding because you knew that he could cut a promo on the fly. I mean, he was cutting promos on everybody that he ran into, and it was great. It was great heel work, and that's the kind of stuff that almost everybody at NXT needs. Like, they need to get out of their comfort zone, get out of the NXT Performance Center, and try something new to see if it works. Now, am I correct in thinking that NXT kind of does like a loop? They kind of do house shows,
every other weekend. Well, I follow Lexus King because I've always appreciated.
So good, dude.
I like him. I always liked him a lot, and I'll admit it. Like, my father passed away when I was in my 20s, and so there's certain guys at that store, like him, Cody. Like, it gets me personally, and I always thought he was underused in NXT or in AEW, but I wasn't. And from his whole time in NXT, you've seen that he takes the coaching, he does that kind of stuff, and he had a similar thing. They went to Cincinnati for one of their PLEs, and he wasn't on the show, and he was mad about it. And they let him cut a promo walking down the streets of Cincinnati. And it was kind of similar where you're just like, yeah, this guy's got it. Like, he just has that talent and that ability. Well, and I that's why I like watching NXT, because I love watching when you see people, they're nervous and they're trying to figure it out, and then all of a sudden they get it. And you're like, oh yeah. Not everybody does, but the guys that do get it.
That new little group that he's doing that's going into TNA, the whole thing where it's that's so fun, man. NXT, and here's what I think they're doing with this. NXT is basically the new American company. That's WWE's American company. WWE is the international brand. They're going all over the world. They have AAA for Mexico. They have NXT for the US. That's why NXT is doing house show tours and stuff like that, is because and that's why they're on broadcast television, because they are the American brand, right?
Looking at it.
And I think it's really smart, and I think that it's giving these guys. There are people who are just NXT fans. There are casual wrestling fans who just like NXT, who
Sure.
look at guys
It's
like
fun.
it is. It's a completely different product too.
Yep.
But that means that guys like Lexis King, maybe they won't make it in WWF, but I think that they can have a full career in NXT, and in 20 years we look back on it and just be kind of like, yeah, that's
What
Yeah,
happened to Jada Parker?
Did
Is
she
she still
release?
around? Is she doing anything?
No, I think I feel like she had something with a knee, like some sort of knee issue or something. I feel like, if I remember correctly, but she's still around. No, like with Ethan Page, I don't know if he needs to go up to the main roster, because they've got him in this spot where he's kind of like working with all the young people, the young guys, when they're trying to make sure they're like, he had a 2 or 3 month program with Javon Evans before,
Right.
like Javon Evans, and like now he's starting to work with Miles Bourne, like he did it with Ricky Saints. It's kind of, and I think he has 2 young kids. He gets to stay in Orlando. I mean, he probably makes a decent paycheck. Like, it seems like a perfect role for him. And
I
NXT, that's what, like with when Dom was first getting into the Judgment Day and going heel, he was working. They were still doing house shows then, and then Raw, and then he would go work NXT on Tuesday and get
Yeah.
But
as
gentlemen,
much reps in.
I also believe that it's kind of like an issue of WWE's own doing. If they weren't so hot to say like, oh, you're about to be put up to the main roster. If you guys remember a few years back, they would have like televised programs of like the draft and everything, and have all the NXT
Yeah, it was
guys.
bad. Yeah.
And it's just like
It was.
they made that a thing to go to the main roster from this, for all intents and purposes, a training school down here in Florida. So it's just like guys who want to be there, or excuse me, guys who are relegated to NXT, because let's face facts, that's what it is. Relegated to NXT for a long period of time. Do you guys really think they're going to have the juice, the motivation to keep on going and be like, okay, now I just want to help out the training school?
I think that I think that Evolve is going to be what we what we look at NXT as. I think Max is going to see Evolve as that. And I think NXT is going to be what we kind of saw as a regular wrestling brand go in 10 years from now. And I think that's the way that things are moving. That's the direction. I would put, like, if I was thinking about this a little while ago, like I would put WWE. There's no wrestling company in the world that is at WWE's level. It doesn't mean that there can't be, but there isn't one right now. But like AEW and NXT are on the same level, and so is New Japan. That's the level that they're on. Maybe even, I guess you could throw TNA in there, maybe, although I think there's a level below it with like MLW and NWA that TNA kind of teeters between.
Yeah, if they had a better US TV
if they had a better,
deal, I'd put them
if they had a better,
up.
so we'll know a lot more in the next few weeks. I would
Right.
imagine.
Yeah.
But I do think that it is just a matter of perception because of what we know NXT to be. And I think that the next generation and the generation after will not see NXT the same way we do. I think
I don't know
see them
this. I
as
think
a full brand.
I think WWE is going to really continue pushing that button of like, hey, this is the training school. Every year, some people are going to be moved up. They don't say move laterally.
No, they didn't this year.
Huh?
They didn't this year.
I feel like the year they did it with Carmelo Hayes and put such a big thing on him being the #1 draft pick, and it kind of it didn't work out for him. But they Lyra too, yeah. I feel like they might have realized like the draft is because I heard they kind of talked about it in the summer. I heard in like the rumor mill, but then when they didn't do it, I think that might just be one of those Triple H things that he's like, yeah, we can do away with this. We don't need this.
Not so much the draft, but the moving up.
Yeah.
From NXT to WWE.
But I think they're doing it better now. If you look the way they're doing it now, where it's like NXT guys do. I mean, Javon Evans has wrestled on 4 main roster shows at this point. Lash Legend, we act like tonight's her debut. She had wrestled on like 5 SmackDowns already.
Yeah. Been on a Raw
yeah, she's already up. She's already here. She's already
and they didn't really make a big. They didn't make
a big deal about it.
Yeah, and I think that's the better way to do it. 100%.
Right. And
she came with no championships, gentlemen. It's not like she won anything in NXT.
That's true.
I don't know if that is accountable for anything or if that puts anything into perspective, but I mean, why not just have her go up to the main roster and not really make a big deal out of it? You know what I mean?
I think that's the way. I think that
the better way to do it. Yeah,
it's the better way to do it, and I think hopefully that's the way it stays.
That's kind of what they did with Roxanne too, wasn't it? Like she came up and had a couple matches, and then she was just up. Like and really with Tiffany Stratton too, it was just like she's up here now, and that's the better way to do it as opposed to like having it as draft picks or making a big sting because then it's pressure on the people. It's pressure on them. It's they already had enough pressure from going from NXT in the Performance Center mostly to.
It's the same reason that I was totally there were people who said like Javon Evans should beat John Cena in his last match. And it's like, do you really want to put that weight on Javon Evans? Do you really want to,
Kid can't even rent a car yet.
You want to calm down? That much pressure.
Jesus. His credit score is still gold.
I do think Javon's the exception. I think Javon Evans might get. He's going to end up in the main roster sooner rather than later because
he just has it. Yeah,
he's just he's on fire, and you have to take advantage of that because his character is built so much on his youth that if you don't bring him up soon, then you lose that aspect of it. You know what I mean? So
historically, with somebody like Javon Evans, though, is that they'll give him the happy to be here push. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just happy to be. I can see those backstage segments. Like, I'm so happy to be here, and then he runs across. I don't know, somebody who's not really making any waves in the main, and then he spends the next 3 months, wrestling him or putting into a feud with him, and it kind of like devalues them in some sort of way. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
it happens all.
That's kind of what happened with Carmelo Hayes, essentially. Because they didn't know what to do.
I think with Melo, though, I think it's actually benefited him in the long run because
he's better now. Yeah,
if you would have pushed Melo as hard as you could right out of the gate, people would have completely pushed him away. They would not have accepted him. They would have rejected the idea.
Giving him the number 1 draft pick wasn't a good help.
They did. People were already pissed when they gave him number 1 draft pick. Mm-hmm. So the idea that he could have been
already a letdown.
Yeah. So the idea that you could have pushed him to the moon after, it was too much. You have to bring in these guys gradually unless they are on fire. And that's the thing about Javon Evans. And that makes it hard because my instinct would be, let's bring him up and let's strap a rocket to him. But that's probably the wrong thing to do.
Right.
That's probably the right thing to do is let him cook down it, let him bake a little bit down in NXT, have him do a little heel run, see what he can do there, find where he fits in the main roster. Because I look at him and I flash back to 1, 2, 3 Kid, right? And I go, man, that was so great. But then you think about what happened with Sean Waltman after 1, 2, 3 Kid.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, John Evans could be way more than that. So I don't know if you want to do that with him. So it's a fine line. It's much better either way. It's much better than bringing Kevin Knight straight to TV.
No, and they've got a good deal with since they have AAA and TNA. He can go work down in both those places, get the experience and get the reps in, and he seems to get along with everything. Like everyone, you see him at the AAA shows he's been at the end, like when Vikingo still had the title and he won it, and they brought all the baby faces to the ring. The only NXT baby face was Javon because he's like Ferris Bueller. Like everybody likes him. The dope heads, the stoners, the skaters, everybody thinks he's cool. Like that's who he is. He just seems like I would like to hang out with this kid.
Well, let's just hope he doesn't have any past social media post or whatever.
Hopefully no Odyssey Jones situations.
Yeah, really.
Hey, Odyssey, man, that guy ended up. He got a bad rap. I
feel like he'll come back once that at some point they'll give him a second chance because as far as I know, his name was cleared, which that sucks.
Yeah,
because he was gonna be. Yeah.
His name was cleared. That's what I'm under.
Would we have known about Javon Evans had Velveteen Dream still stuck around?
Probably, but there's a chance that he could have ended up being in AEW and we'd know about him, but we would just think he's Dante Martin.
Yeah, really.
That's mean, but
Kevin Knight.
Kevin Knight.
Kevin Knight, the guy who turned
Michael
down
Oku, that guy too. Yeah.
Kevin Knight, the guy who turned down an ID contract to go to AEW and team up with Mike Bailey. Yeah. Great job, buddy.
Well, I mean, he calls himself the Jet, so I mean, I know he's from England, so he doesn't understand the Jets here. But Jesus Christ,
he should have called Nicola Piccolo.
Oh, God.
All right. We got a couple more things to talk about
Hell
with
yeah.
this. By the way, we still got 67 people in the chat. Thank you guys so
Nice.
much. We are monetized now, so if you want to drop a super chat, you know how to do that. If you want to give us a like, you know how to do that. And down below, you can see a tip page. If you don't want to give YouTube any of your money, you can do that. But we will.
Most importantly, subscribe to the channel.
Yes,
It's
subscribe
awesome.
to the channel. Okay, but we do have two more things. Number one, the obvious thing that everyone wants to talk about, the masked man that came in at the end.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people getting mad about this. I don't know, dude. I've been complaining for a while about how wrestling doesn't have cliffhangers anymore. And the fact that there is one, it's hard for me to complain about it. I don't know. I want to hear your guys' thoughts though. Go, whoever talks first. Go.
I mean, here I know quick, like people are like, oh, it was like a shitty way of ending it or like an AEW way of doing it. I'm like, but it was intrigue. And again, back to like Paul Heyman, if he thought they were gonna lose, this was his backup plan, like, you know, his fail safe or whatever. So I thought it was fun, and I'm wondering who it is, and I'm assuming it's somebody that's. I have a couple of guesses. I don't know.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, but I'm assuming whoever it is will probably join the Vision because that would work, and more Paul Heyman, more people to learn from Heyman at this stage of his career is not a bad thing.
Huh.
That's
All
what
right.
I think.
What do you think, Awful?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for enlightening me because before what I just heard, I thought the spot was a little like I was just like, because I actually thought that they were going to unmask. I felt a little better knowing that they climbed out the cage and didn't really reveal themselves, because at this point it can be anybody,
right?
At a certain time or a particular period. It could be, who knows, Chris Jericho. It could be, who knows, Jinder Mahal. It could be anybody.
Didn't have fat enough thighs to be Jericho.
That was my point, because I saw somebody online say something like, "This is just something." It was Creation Labs. He said, "This is just something that AEW would do." No, AEW would have brought him in and then unmasked him, and then had everybody be.
And it would have been Kyle Fletcher.
It would have been Kyle Fletcher,
and then debuted somebody else to come out and attack him.
Right. What WWE did good here was that they did make it a cliffhanger. It gives people a reason to watch Monday, which pay-per-views in general for all companies has been lacking quite a bit for a while. Yeah. They haven't done that since CM Punk came back at a pay-per-view. Like, I can't think of one pay-per-view that when I was done, I was like, okay, I need to continue. I need to tune in on Monday to see who this. None of that. And this
the old WCW, we gotta go. Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Maybe this year's SummerSlam when Cody beat Cena and then Brock came back, maybe is the only one I could think of. But maybe
that's true, right?
Yeah, but that's a hard maybe, because you also kind of figured Brock wasn't going to show back up on Raw because that's Brock. So that's a maybe on it. But you're right, like the CM Punk ending that Survivor Series 2 years ago. You're like, well, I gotta watch Raw, and I'm watching Raw on Monday for this. Like, who was it?
But you're totally right. If it was AEW, he would have unmasked. It would have been disappointing. And then someone's music would have hit. Edge's music would have hit. And then Edge would have come out. And then that would have been disappointing. And then someone else's, it would have been, they over
5 storylines in one.
Right.
Whereas the Benny Hill music just.
This, by the way, we only got 39 likes, guys. Come on. Give us likes. What are you doing, guys? Come on.
60 of you, come on now, people.
No pressure.
Okay, so that leads us to the obvious thing. Who is it? It's not Seth Rollins. He did do but we didn't mention that. That was a neat little thing there where he did all of Seth Rollins stuff. So it made you think it was going to be Seth, and then he just bailed. Like, I did like that too. Awful. Who's your first guess?
To be honest with you, I thought it was going to be Chad Gable because he didn't look that tall.
Chad Gable.
Yeah.
That's an interesting. I hadn't heard that one yet. I like that.
Again, it could be anybody. Like, we're pontificating and wondering about who's under the mask, and that's not what I think is happening here. Like, that's not important. Who do they want it to be revealed? Damn. I don't know. I have no idea, but I kind of believe like the stockiness of the particular person in the mask was Chad Gable.
I know it's gonna be boring, and it's the obvious one because of rumors, but it did look a lot like Austin Theory.
Yep.
It looked a lot like Austin Theory.
Yep. And that would be a good spot for him in a way of being able to like put himself back into it. I also saw people think it was Randy Orton because he was like bent over.
Not Randy. No, he wasn't tall.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Well, because he always kept his head bent over to kind of shrug. But I think that was so in case they did want to change it, or maybe if it wasn't Austin, they want to have options of it. But I think it's Austin Theory as well.
But Randy Orton is the guy who attacked Jacob Batu. By the way, everyone, you should know.
Ooh,
that. He's going to be
Mania match. Okay, I get into that. I'm into that.
But yeah, I think it's Austin Theory.
Andrade.
I just saw that. I just saw that in the chat. Yes.
Andrade. Okay. So Austin Theory is my first thought. But there was a little hint afterwards that I thought about, which is they're doing an entire Saturday Night's Main Event in 2 weeks that involves WWE versus NXT people. And there are two people in NXT that CM Punk has history with. So it wouldn't surprise me if we find out that it was Ethan Page or Ricky Starks.
Yuck.
Just for that one match.
Fucking yuck.
Yeah,
Ethan Page I'd be okay. Ethan Page I'd be 100% okay with.
But yeah,
Ethan Page I'd be totally fine with.
Yeah.
Especially if he's going to be called up. I think Ethan Page in the Vision would be fine. I have no problem with that.
Nah, you know what? Stop the Vision. Stop the Vision. No more guys in that group.
Close your eyes. No more Vision.
Okay,
I'd be
no more
okay
Vision.
if it's. I'd be okay with the Austin Theory. I'd be okay with it was Trick Williams too. But I think it's Austin Theory.
It didn't seem tall enough to be Trick.
I didn't think that's what I thought too. I didn't think he was tall enough to be Trick. But I think Trick is literally like I think Trick had his last match in NXT on Tuesday. I'm pretty
and by the way, I typically set myself up for disappointment, so that's why I do mention the NXT guys. I like to go all over the gamut, so I'm not hyping it up and then you end up being disappointed. So I'm looking at, I looked at like Ethan Page, Ricky Saints. The idea that they didn't unmask on the show tells me that it's somebody who would not be enough to pay off a pay-per-view. Right? Like if it would have been Austin Theory, people would have just been like, we got CM Punk and Randy Orton 2 years ago, and you're giving me fucking Austin Theory tonight.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So giving the mystery will make a guy like Austin Theory or something okay.
Like if it was Chris Jericho, we know it wasn't. But if it was and he unmasked, he's a big enough star from before that that would be a different.
And it could also
Austin Theory would
be Chris Jericho, even though he isn't available. It could still be Chris Jericho
if they hold it off. Yeah, somebody put in.
That's what I'm saying. Like they didn't really book themselves into anything. They kind of made opportunity out of it on this one.
They were smart enough too that even like the jacket covered the gloves, so it could have been. It could be a black guy, could be a white guy, could be anybody. So it could be somebody huge.
There's a couple in the chat, and there are a few people that are joking. Yes, yes, Emperor. It is not Ryback. We know that it is not.
He does have history with Punk.
It is not Andrade, but there are a few that I didn't think about. JJ Gosling in the chat, Sami Zayn. The idea because Sami Zayn did put out that tweet where he's like, I'm used to being in these matches, but I wasn't there today. I support my Samoan brothers or whatever. But Sami Zayn,
a svelte Kevin Steen.
That man has not been to a gym since freaking like 2000.
Oh, he looks great now.
Oh, does he? Damn it, I was wrong. All right, good for him.
He doesn't look svelte, but he does look really good.
Good. I was worried. Sometimes people go on, physical therapy, and that's the only time they stand up. And
Artruta, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm sure that's not what you want to be called, but that's the only info we get. Montez Ford.
Ooh,
that's interesting.
That's new.
That's interesting.
Oh, Liquid Fox just said Tony D'Angelo.
There are some interesting guys, and any one of these names are names that are realistic to me because, like I said, it's not going to be. If it was Seth Rollins, he would have taken the mask off, right? Like it's not going to be someone on that level.
Right, they
But,
need
like,
that ta-da
The only,
moment.
the only thing we don't
Right.
know, like I was just gonna make the joke, but Mike Glass made it in the chat too. It's like we know it's not somebody who's like Otis's size. Like it's
Right.
not him.
Right.
Like that's
No.
all. But any of the other ones that you've named, especially if anybody's like Montez Ford, Austin Theory, they're all around the similar size, and the person was in a big enough hoodie that they made it work. Like you just
Who
do
do you guys think need the push and the revelation of whoever it may be on
Austin
you
Theory.
know, yeah,
Austin Theory, because he needs that. Ever
that
since
you'll be
Vince
okay
left-
with?
I mean, with Heyman doing it, and Heyman, Heyman's in control or like helping write all of this stuff with his people because it's so good. I think that could help because we all know Austin Theory has the talent. He's there. Like we just he needs to be pushed right and used right. He's there, but he just needs to actually be pushed.
This is just a little
Joe
bit
Hendry.
of thing because I've noticed the interactions they've had every time they're on screen together. Mellow.
I'd be okay with that.
The idea, because like every time you see Mello with Heyman, they have
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like, okay, we saw last 2 years ago when they did the John Cena NXT and Heyman was down there and he saw Braun Breaker, and you got that look with Braun Breaker and Heyman. We're like, okay, he's a Paul Heyman guy.
yeah.
You've had that same look between him and Mello about 3 times now. And so the idea that like he didn't seem tall, he seemed too tall for Mello, but I don't know. I could just not be
Hey,
paying
elevator
attention
boots
enough.
do a lot of help.
Yeah. Look at
And-
Tom Cruise.
And
Yeah.
I think that Mello, his current storyline works with it. The idea that like because they've been talking about how he needs to find his place, he needs to find his spot. He's not, that's the storyline they're going with.
And having him feud against CM Punk is not a bad idea.
It's not, and he has history with Cody. He has history with Heyman. He just beat Bronson Reed. So the idea that Heyman would go to him after he beat Bronson Reed, because remember Bronson Reed got in the vision because he injured Seth Rollins.
Right.
So-
No, I hadn't thought of Carmelo, but I that could work. I like that's. You've convinced me that could work. There's definitely a multiple options that would work. As long as we don't have like a higher power situation and something terrible, we're good.
I definitely pick Mello over Austin Theory
I would. I don't like Austin Theory.
because now you've bypassed the whole feud with the New Day and Grayson Waller. Like,
Right.
what's
And
that
also-
all going to come to?
And also, I think that Austin Theory, when he comes back, should be a babyface. I think that you need to change him up. He's never been a babyface on the main roster. It's
That's
time
fair.
to
No,
do
that's
that.
fair. No,
And
I
don't
honestly,
bring him
like, I
out.
didn't think
Don't bring him
Carmelo,
out as a surprise. Give that man some vignettes. Let us know he's coming.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Because if you're gonna change the gimmick, totally.
Right.
Yeah, I like that.
No, they could completely prove us wrong. It could be Austin Theory and it could be fantastic. It's happened plenty of times. I'm not, but
It's Stu the
Or
Camera.
with Theory, if they had him if all of a sudden Grayson Waller kept getting attacked backstage or something, and we didn't know who was attacking Grayson Waller, and it turned out to be Theory, I'd be good with that too if they didn't do vignettes.
Right.
But same idea. Yeah. Build it up. I like that.
but yeah, I just think the other name, and I know it's not him because the build wasn't right, I don't think, but with what they've been doing with LA Knight,
I mean, I could see it. I could see it because
he did have that promo where he said people were holding him back and he doesn't know who's, every time he starts getting momentum, stumbling and, messes it up and all that. So
right.
they're clearly, all of this stuff that's been going on with the IWC is clearly them
Again.
what they wanted to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
This is the kind of dialogue that WWE wants.
Right.
Who was?
And
that's what goes back to the whole cliffhanger.
That's what's going to be everything leading up to Raw. All the commercials are going to end with that or start with that.
yeah,
Right.
they're producing it and they're doing a good job. I mean, like I said, there's so many names that we just named. And there's also different directions. Like if you I was thinking my thought with Austin Theory, the natural direction would be have him do some kind of faction with Drew, where it's like they're coming from different sides, but they're saying the same thing. And there's someone else to say AJ was kind of going that route too, where he's like the powers that be don't want me here type stuff, and kind of bringing them all together in some way.
I think Drew and Logan Paul make a hell of a
Drew and Logan Paul are great together.
So good. So if you want a faction, if you want to add something to that faction, I'm good. More of those two as a team, please. They're so good at being just such douchebag. I love it. I can't get enough of it. It's great.
It's so funny. Lisa in the chat goes, "Oh, LA Knight, he needs to go away." And like it's with LA Knight, man. It's like so many people either think that he is the greatest thing in the world and is not getting his due and needs to be pushed harder, or
no middle
I
ground.
hate him. I never want to see him on TV again. He is so outdated. Like
in the last few weeks, he's been trying too hard to sound like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Just me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Like I when he leans, like it's good when he like puts it as part of his gimmick. When he leans too far into the Rock and Austin stuff, like yeah. Plus, if you put him in the Vision, he kind of would end up having to be the leader just because of his age and experience or whatever. And it's like if you bring in Austin Theory or Mello, Breaker's still the leader of the group, which is what I kind of think you need to be, unless you want the dynamic to have them fighting, which could happen. But no, there's definitely some options, and it's very, very intriguing.
If there's somebody that can be turned heel by a suit, it's LA Knight.
Yeah, that's true.
Like put him in a suit, and all of a sudden he's a bad guy. He'll remind you of, well, I don't know. The first person came to my mind was Rick Rude. Like you throw him in a suit, immediate badass.
I gotta say, man,
and change the delivery. Yeah.
You know what? I never thought about Rick. I was immediately obviously gonna go Rock, like corporate Rock. But yeah,
because you're doing the same thing there. Just put him in a suit.
Yeah.
Get rid of that bullshit and
right.
Just have him talk.
Stop the catchphrases and yeah.
He'd have to really change it up. I don't, but that's the only thing about LA Knight though, is that every character he's played is just so one-dimensional.
Yeah,
he's entertaining, sure, but he's so one-dimensional. There's no depth to him. Like there's nothing to hold on to. He's just catchphrases and and good moves. He does good moves, but he doesn't have like you need to do something with that guy to give him that third layer. And put him in a suit might do it. Having him feud with Authority might do it. Something like that, I don't know, but
that one-dimensional stuff worked in the NWA and like TNA before they rebranded. Like, but yeah, bring on the main roster in WWE. It's like we see through that, man. It's hard.
Right. Yeah. It's why Jay didn't become interesting again until he started almost like I think if Seth hadn't gotten injured, I think Jay would be a heel right now.
I do too. I think they had to reverse that course because of it. Yeah,
going that route before Seth got injured, Right. So then, So it looks like that's where we all. I think we've got all our opinions. The outcome of the match. I think that was the only way to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The heels had to win.
Yeah. The Vision had to win.
Right, because if they lose, then what? Like, it's like okay, and then it's not. And again, like we were talking about before, this wasn't a main blow off of years that built up of that kind of stuff. This was just the Vision had to win so they can continue to call themselves the best in the company or whatever.
Right. All right.
Yeah, deal with this bullshit anymore. And they had him go to the ring with the Usos. Am I out?
No, you're still here.
I can
my
hear.
Screen, my picture went away on the main screen.
Oh, jeez. You're still good from us. I don't know if the chat can hear you, but we can hear you.
That's so weird. My picture just went away. Oh, came back. Okay. No, the idea that like he went into the ring with the Usos and like drew the line in the sand, right? And said, this is, where I'm on this side, you're on that side. So where do you think that is? All the rumors that we've heard said that we're going to know the direction they're going to WrestleMania starting after this. Do we want to see another three-way? Do we want to see Roman versus Cody versus Punk? Because that's where it looks like it's going.
I mean,
I don't want to see a three-way. No.
Yeah, no. I don't think I do either. I do feel like Cody. I don't know if it's gonna be a three-way, but I feel like Cody and Punk, since it's not gonna be able to be Punk and Seth in a singles match, it does feel like Cody and Punk are kind of going that direction. But then do they both have belts at that point? I don't think you need to do that. So I don't know.
And then you
I
got
don't know. Cody as champion right now is not the. Well, you know what? It's so tough to say what I'm about to say after this pay-per-view, seeing as 46,000 people showed up. But it wasn't based on the back of Cody Rhodes. I mean, look at the recent ratings for SmackDown. Like, he's not been really setting the world on fire. He's far more better as a chaser.
Well, you could say we don't know. We don't know because I don't think we've gotten to see what the Cody Rhodes story is supposed to be. Post
he finished this story.
I just think post him finishing his story, his next story got cut off by The Rock and Travis Scott. You know what I mean? Like we didn't get to see that story play out. So we've only gotten to see filler because that never got to happen. So I think it's hard to say that Cody isn't a draw when like he still gets the reactions. He still gets the, he still sells merch. Like
they're still singing the song. Yeah.
They're still singing the song. I almost think in my perfect world, okay, I would have Cody drop it to Drew. I would have Cody versus I'm sorry. I would not do Cody versus Punk. And I know that you want Cody versus Punk. But I think the money is to have Cody versus Randy. I think that's your match. I think that's a WrestleMania match.
And you got to do that sooner because Punk's probably got another year to. Randy's on the end. Randy's at the tail end here.
That's my point. Is that I think Randy's about out. So I think if you're gonna get Cody and Randy, you got to do it soon. And I would do Cody, Randy. I would actually do the 3-way between Jay and Jimmy and Roman, which I think is where they were heading at one point before everything kind of got screwed up by injuries. I would go that route. I'd have Jimmy win because fuck you guys.
That would be the unexpected twist. That would be good.
And I think Punk. I think there's mileage left in Punk and Drew, and I think that showed that's tonight.
Oh
right?
God, no! Please stop! Please stop!
What is wrong with more Punk and Drew? We haven't seen them in a match in over a year, dude.
What about
great? Give it another year.
What about Punk and
too
Braun?
Soon?
Like
Punk and Braun. There you go, Punk and Braun.
I might be. After the start of the way that started tonight, I feel like that was one of those things where, like in a Royal Rumble, when two guys have like a moment, where you're like, I need more of that. I don't know if that's too soon, but I mean, I could be talked into it.
If you take Cody and Roman and Punk and put them in a match together in WrestleMania, what else do you do? Okay, you take like
Brock and
that's why you don't make it a 3-way.
What do you? I agree. Yeah. I agree. It should not be a 3-way.
The only thing you can do with Brock at that point is have him face Braun, right?
Or Gunther. Brock Lesnar is facing
Brock
either Breakker or Gunther at this Mania. I feel like that's one of those has to work out. I feel like.
Yeah.
As Julian Weeks says, let's just wait.
As Julian Weeks says, whatever Awful said 2 days previously.
Yeah, probably. Shout out Julian Weeks.
I like
a lot of people are lucky I have not been tweeting as much because I've been so goddamn busy. But it's just like, they're searching for things to say now.
I like Julian, I like Jobber, but yeah, they tend to post whatever you and Neckbeard do about 2 days after you do.
Well, they're busy guys too.
They are. I'm not saying they're copying either. I just say they have the same thoughts that you guys do. It's just you normally you guys post more than that. But yeah. All right. I think that is a show, guys. We've gone over 2 hours here.
Yeah.
We made $113.19 in super chats tonight on our first monetized night, guys. I can't thank you enough.
Yeah. It's all downhill from here.
It's all we actually had more super chats since the last.
Oh yeah, well let's read them off. I mean, please.
I already read.
And let's give them the time that they deserve.
I already read the Andre Adams one. Regina Sharp for $5. I'm putting my money on the stranger being the other Steiner, Scott's son. He just got signed, right?
Yeah.
He just got signed to the NIL. I don't think that he's going to be there for a while.
Yeah, I
Unless
feel
he
like he's
picks
gotta
it
go
up like a
towards
fish to
NXT.
water.
But even
Yeah.
even that, I don't know.
He's big. He's bigger than Braun. He's bigger than Braun.
Jesus.
I don't think you can hide those muscles underneath that hoodie. I'm sorry.
Where the fuck are the Creed brothers, by the way?
Weren't they doing something with UFC? Weren't like one of them was coaching at UFC? Something
Yeah,
or
they were.
other?
They were talking. They want to bring their something. I think one of them got injured for a little bit, and then while he was injured, he started helping someone in UFC, and now he's better, but he's still doing that. They worked in AAA a couple times.
Right.
I think they're better as a group. It's kind of the same thing with Santos. The thing came out today about Santos, which is like, why hasn't everyone was asking why they haven't brought Santos, and somebody reported that it's like, well, because why would we bring him in and spend money on him when we can't push him the way that he deserves? It's like it makes sense. It's like Alistair last year. They had him before WrestleMania. They didn't make him the opponent to Randy Orton because do you really want to bring him in and have him lose to Randy Orton in his first match just because you can? Like, let's find the right place for him. And I get that.
Right. Yeah. Don't just rush him in. Make sure you have some creative.
Yeah. And Liquid Fox for $2 Canadian. That's real money. Austin Theory is my guess. By the way, what's fun is that Stream Elements will actually they tell me what that is translated to American money. So I could say Liquid Fox for $1.43 American says Austin Theory is my guess. I think that's where he's top of the list, right? We've gone through other names, but I think we all kind of agree that, I don't know, Dolph, do you think that he's top of the list, or do you think there's other people that you think are more likely?
I think I've just now changed my vote. I believe the masked man is Colt Cabana.
Jesus Christ. The handsome stranger.
Scotty Goldman in the WWE. Scotty Goldman.
Exactly.
The handsome stranger is back. And then Regina Sharp with one more $5 super chat. They put him in Cornette's mystery box.
Hey, anybody who comes out of box is over.
That's true. I've made a Shock Match Master a meme in our household. I'm proud of that. So. All right. Well, thank you everybody who came out tonight. We had a great turnout. I'm blown away. Awful. I don't know. Dude. I'm
absolutely stunned, and I thank everybody that has donated and supported financially, and even with their spirit by tuning in and listening. And the shout out to the replay gang if you're going to be listening a little later in the day. And I thank you, Dis, and I thank you, Jake, for showing up and helping us get to where we're at right now. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thanks for anytime, man. Thanks for having me on. This is a lot of fun.
And Dis, if you want to close it out, I don't want to blow your spot.
There's one thing we need to talk about, though.
What's
we
that?
missed it on Tuesday. We didn't know about it. So you know what? I'm not gonna play the music right now.
Oh yes.
We're gonna turn the background music off for this. And we do apologize. We were unaware. We did not hear this by the time we did Toonie Talk on Tuesday. But a good friend of the show and Toonie Talk Wrestling and a member of the Discord and just someone in the community, Ryan Damon actually passed away a little over a week ago. Apparently he was struck while biking, and his brother set up a GoFundMe. The link is in the Discord. I don't have it. I have no way to put it. YouTube doesn't, treat links very well.
No.
If someone wants to try to put it in the chat, you're more than welcome to. Although he did meet his goal, praise God. And that was for the funeral costs. I can't imagine. I mean, he was a young man. We interacted with him all the time. This stuff just happens so fast in the blink of an eye. You never know. And
I heard about it this morning, and I was blown away.
Yeah. And I just want to say, at least from us here, our thoughts and prayers are absolutely with his family and friends. And really anybody he touched online, because I think we all knew him.
Yeah.
If anyone who was in the Discord, he was RDA Mon 1982 on
R Damon.
R. Damon.
1982.
Yeah, RJ.
We always called him. I always call him RDA. That became a thing because I called him that like 3 times on Toonie Talk, and he thought it was funny. So I just called him that all the time after that. Yeah, R. Damon, and he was in the chats on. He was always there for Raws and SmackDowns whenever I was there, and yeah,
Very supportive of Awful Wrestling Channel. Very supportive of Toonie Talk Wrestling.
Shit, he supported
Just,
my channel.
an all around.
I'm small.
Yeah,
he was always
just an all around good dude.
good dude. Yeah,
And the brother really gave him a beautiful tribute. And for those wondering, they did catch the perpetrator of the crime, and he is in custody. But yeah, our thoughts and prayers to the family of Ryan Damon. And yeah, terrible.
Yeah, no.
Terrible.
It's one of those things like tell your family you love them, man. Give people your hugs because you never
definitely.
know. Yeah, it's one of those things like the healthiest people you know can just instantly. It doesn't matter. Like it was hit and run kind of thing. I'm glad I didn't know they caught him. I like I said, I only found out this morning, and I had to do family stuff, so I didn't like. Yeah, and that was one of those things where you read it and you're like, wait, no, not that Ryan.
Yeah, right. Really,
you know what I mean? Just like, yeah, no, that hit me because, yeah, no, when I started my channel in February, he was one of the first people to like reach out and like say, hey, man, I want to follow you. Like, you're doing good stuff. I appreciate like, you know, he didn't have to do that for no reason. Like, and just because he's a good person. So that's terrible. And right before the holidays too, like that just sucks. That's just
right.
They did already meet their
yeah, they did. I saw they were over the 18K.
Which is fantastic that they met their GoFundMe goal, but it's still open. So if anyone wants to give them more, I highly encourage it. And like I said, if you go to our Discord, I know Lisa posted it in the just chatting section of our Discord, so you can find it there. If you need a link to the Discord, just you can email me at AEW Disciplinary Committee. I mean AEWDisciplinary@gmail.com. You can get me on Twitter, aka_dis_ message me there, and I will happily send you, or if you don't want to join the Discord, I can just send you the link to the GoFundMe for Ryan Damon. But yeah, like I said, our thoughts and prayers are with him and with his family, and really anybody touched by this. It's something you don't think about every day, and if we did, we would be in a far worse place than we are. You know how fragile all this is.
And I just went on Twitter. If you literally just search his name, Ryan Damon GoFundMe, it's right there. It's all over Twitter. Bunch of people, because I saw like a bunch of like the 605 people posted it and stuff. Like it's on X. Yeah, I just did a quick search just to see if I could find it. So yeah, it's there.
All right. So back to we got to do a little business before we get out.
Yeah, no, we got
we if you want to check us out, me and Awful are on Toonie Talk Wrestling Tuesdays. If you go to YouTube at Toon Wrestling, Tuesdays 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time, we do a show there. Jake takes on. You want to tell us about that, Jake?
Yeah, I'm easy to find. That's why my name in the thing there's just at Alt Jake Takes On. You can find me on X, any podcast platform, and we have a YouTube channel as well. We go on Thursday. We've just moved it because it's a better time for us. We're doing 9:30 Eastern, and we go about an hour. So you can watch us on YouTube live, and then right into Dis is Awful afterwards. So, and then we do Sunday night spaces at 8:05 through my X account. But I'm really easy to find. Just Alt Jake Takes On. It's a play on my first and last name. I'm easy to find. We're at this for like 9 months officially as of yesterday, actually. So, but having fun.
Congratulations.
We're like 2/3 of the way to monetizing it, but we're just really just having fun with it. And it is growing a fun community of people. Of course. Mike Glass is in there always with it. So yeah, if you want to check us out on YouTube, we're going live on Thursdays. We review Dynamite, and our whole shtick is we watch so you don't have to. Like, we watch every segment. I take notes. I feel like, hey, if you want to be like keep up with the show and be able to make fun of it when the trolls try to troll you, but you don't actually watch the shit because it's terrible, listen to us. We'll give you the full opinion. And then lately we've been Tony Khan goes not live before Dynamite, and so we just watch that and review that for like 15 minutes. And I watch him cold. I watch him blind and live react, and that's been my most favorite thing we've done the last 3 weeks. Is just laughing at Tony. I can't get enough of it. It's great. He's wearing the same jacket. He's providing the content.
Exactly.
Every week.
No dry cleaning needed.
So we should be back on Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern. Awful. You want to tell them what's going on there and how to find you and all that good stuff?
Sure. You can catch me on Twitter.com at Awful Wrestling. You can also catch me here on YouTube at Awful Wrestling. Awful Jeopardy is coming up soon. I had to switch some questions around because I remember I kind of blew my wad on a Spaces one week and gave up all the questions and answers like an idiot. But yeah, I'll be coming up with some more games and obviously some more video content in the next future, in the coming weeks. And yeah, also you can catch me on Toonie Talk Wrestling every Tuesday at 8 on Toonie Talk Wrestling.
All right. So yeah, I guess that is a show. Thank you so much for everyone who came out and joined us tonight. Thank you for all the
Yes,
super
thank you very
chats.
much.
I really
Yeah, it was a lot
can't
of
tell
fun.
you how much it means to us. Like I can't. It's impossible. And
He's got a tear in his eyes, folks.
With a tear in my eye.
It's just
Yeah.
I'm taken aback. I'm taken aback.
Yeah.
I think is the best way to say it. So
It's wild,
and
isn't it?
yeah, I guess that's it. So from all of us to all of you, Awful, you want to close this in prayer?
Yes. Tell your family you love them, and let them know you care, and that we care. And I guess the last thing I want to say is shout out Ryan Damon.
Rest in peace,
Absolutely.
Ryan.
I ended right after that. So all right.
Awesome.